All right, guys, here we are. We're live.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
All
Hey.
right. Welcome in, guys. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the
back.
podcast. All right, well, we got some
Thank you.
new guests this week. We got a couple of people. We got the two guys from the boarding school crew. That's Lime Tree and Walrus. And
How's it going? Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming. They do a D&D game on Twitch. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, be sure to go down and check out their links below. They'll be on this video when we're done with the podcast. So check it out. And then we also have Tarnus, and he's from Death, Dice, and Dungeons, right? Did I get that right?
Ooh.
Yep.
So it's such.
We just rebanded.
It's a pretty good name. I like the name. I like the logo.
It.
It's pretty cool. And their info is going to be down there as well. He also runs a game. He's a big Undermountain guy. So if you're a fan of Undermountain and want to get ran into the dirt, he'll do it for you. He'll put you down. But anyways, let's do a couple of housekeeping things. This is going to be the first podcast we put on iTunes and Spotify. So if you end up listening on either one of those and you have like any suggestions, because we do some video stuff sometimes, and if we need to iterate something because it doesn't make any sense in the in the audio version, help us out if you do watch it. Otherwise, you can always come over to YouTube and catch us here. So either way, however it works. We also have a sponsor. I'm not quite ready to announce that, but who it is just yet. But we got a sponsor, which is really cool, and that'll be probably cool. 100% by our next podcast. We'll actually have it in the video probably. But that's exciting. Some exciting news just for the podcast in general. So
100%.
Yeah. So we'll see. I think with that sponsorship, I'll be doing a second podcast. So that'll be great. Have two podcasts going now. That's what I need for my time. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Less gaming, more chatting. Let's go.
More chatting.
Multiply.
Yeah, multiply. So, well, I may have like a group that helps me on that one, if that makes sense.
You're like going to be the Kevin Smith of just going to just talking about the things instead of making anything at all.
Right, not doing anything, just talking about it. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I do already, and I don't actually get anything out of it right now, right? So I say I'm going to do a lot of things, and then they never happen. So there you go.
You're saying we should just stop the stream right now?
Right, yeah, no, we don't even need to finish this podcast. Let's just...
yeah, we're done.
Yeah.
This is a good one, though. Good job.
Anyways, so we are... the podcast for tonight, it's about streaming D&D. We're still going to talk a little bit about gaming stuff, what we've been playing, and some of the new games coming out, and maybe some gaming news after the fact. So stick around. If you've ever been curious about streaming D&D and what all that entails, that's what this podcast is about. It's going to be a little less about like actual D&D as far as, playing it or mechanics or anything like that. But and we were already talking about doing maybe one of those at some point, so that'll be great. This is more of the behind the scenes and what programs to use and stuff like that. So stay tuned. We got a bunch of stuff. I don't know. We may zip through some of it because it's third rate programs and we think it's trash. We're not
We'll give them a chance.
Yeah, we're not sponsored here, so we can talk bad about whatever we want. Anyway, so please enjoy. Again, guys, thank you for coming. Appreciate it. And obviously we have our regulars now, our new regulars. Myself, Bropunzel, JiglyBits, and Daviji. So welcome back, guys.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Always.
We got our old regulars, which is all of us basically, except for Bropunzel. He's the new face. But anyways, all right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into it a little bit. Let's go ahead and do what we normally do and talk about what we played over the past couple of weeks. For me, I'm still on my WoW kick. We're still raiding and leveling up alts and stuff like that. So, I I just got my druid to 60, and he's getting up there on item level. So maybe we can swap roles, because I know one of our buddies, Dustin, wants to tank. So we may be swapping roles. So I heal, he tanks. So that's nice.
Nice.
And then a lot of people are playing this, so I'm just gonna mention it basically. I've been playing Tarkov. New wipe happened I guess it's been almost a month now. And I've been having a good time with it, and have probably gotten further in the game this wipe than any other time I've ever tried it. So it's been real fun, and I have a ton of people to play with, so that probably helps, you know.
It does.
Yeah, it does. So, but that's me. And then obviously I just started doing the stream challenge stuff, so all those random games I started playing too on my Steam list. So that's been pretty good. It's nice to have a little variety here and there. Obviously, I'm very ADD when it comes to games, so 1 hour per game down my list is like right up my alley. So
That's the Lord's work.
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So
You've been getting through the weeb stuff yet?
no, I haven't hit a Weeb game yet, but I'm close.
Can't wait.
Probably in another week or so.
How are you choosing what you play? Just going from top to bottom? or
Yeah,
what?
top to bottom, alphabetical order basically. So right now I'm still in the numbers. So I filter out. So a couple things I do filter out is like I can't obviously play games with like probably straight up like hentai games, right? Can't play that. That's not happening.
No hentai temple, dude.
Yeah, no. Oh, and some friends thought it was funny to send me some games and put them on my list so that I'd have them. So I have to play them. Little do they know, I probably can't play the games they sent me, so. But anyways. My girlfriend is roasting how you guys look. Well, that's fine. Okay. All right. Rude. God. Jeez. Anyways.
Everyone's in COVID mode for sure. Like let's not act like, what do we need, like a makeup crew? I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I've been quarantined for 2 weeks, so I haven't done shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, whoa, yeah, exactly. Anyways, what about you, Rapunzel? What have you been playing?
Oh man, I have just been sucked into Tarkov too. I play it almost every other day. It feels like a lot. And then Saturdays, man, I am in VR and I'm enjoying the shit out of Project Alex. It is so cool, and the mechanics in the game just work so well. It just really makes it really immersive. Super cool.
You just started your stream up since our last time. You weren't streaming again yet.
That's
So
right.
You're back.
Yeah.
His
Back
info will be
up.
down below as well, so you guys can check it out if you're on YouTube. If you're
yeah.
on the podcast, I don't know how that works. Maybe it'll be in the description. I think there's a description, so check there.
Yeah.
But he just started his stream back up. So how's that been going? All right.
Dude, it's been going good. I am having a lot of fun with it and learning a lot more about audio and stuff, and kind of fine tuning for what my setup is. I don't have a fancy setup, you know, I don't have a Go XLR yet where I can really get in there and modify things. But it's been fun.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying the shit out of just doing what I love, you know. That's what it comes down to, and I thoroughly enjoy it. So it's awesome. It feels really good.
Good.
That's what it's all
Good to
about.
hear.
man.
What about you,
Yeah.
Jiggly? What have you been playing?
Oh, what do you know? The same thing.
A little bit of
Been on that
Tarkov.
grind.
There you go.
A little bit. More like all of it.
Right.
So yeah, no, I've been hardcore playing Tarkov. This is also, to like what you said earlier, this is definitely the furthest I've ever gotten this wipe, and it kind of makes me it makes me kind of like proud of myself, because I never like understood the game enough
Mhm.
in the past wipes to like want to play it. But now that I'm like getting like my hideout upgraded, like to the point where I'm making money off of it now,
Yep.
and then like now I like understand like how to play like at least customs now. Like I understand like the concept of customs, so it's getting kind of cool. Like definitely enjoying it more this wipe in total. Just yeah, good stuff.
Nice. Sounds good. Yeah, I'm having a good time too. I think I'll get to play it quite a bit. I'm gonna skip real quick just over to Tarnus, because I know he's also been playing Tarkov, so I just want to get him in the Tarkov train that we're going on right now.
I'm just curious. What's everyone? I'm probably like the lowest level out of this entire
Oh,
group.
little do you estimate me, my friend. I'm probably the lowest level out of the people I know, and I'm 10. So, what about you?
Okay, now I don't feel so bad.
Yeah, okay, yeah. See. But yeah, I think you're over 30 now, Bropunzel, and what about you, Brian?
Yeah, nearly 31.
I'll hit 20 tonight.
Soon. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, sorry, I didn't mean to skip you, Ian, but I just wanted to get like the last Tarkov
You can
talk.
skip me the whole time. I don't care.
I want to know what you've been
Nothing
playing
I
though,
do
because
report.
some people really like this one game that you've literally you've been stuck in a hole with since the
What
new
are you talking
season.
about? Oh, Ship Girls? Yeah, Ship Girls
No.
is really good. They just brought out a new event.
That's Azure Lane we're talking about, by the way. Ship Girls is Azure Lane.
Yeah,
So
Azure
if you
Lane,
play Azure
yeah.
Lane, he plays a lot of that.
Yeah, it's almost like hentai, but slightly less lewd.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think that's catchy, right?
Fine.
Sure, I don't know. Whatever you say. No, I've been playing WoW, but less so. Cursefell, but less so. And then Path of Exile just released their new league finally after delaying it by a month. So I've just been nonstop grinding in that again.
All up in there. Yeah. Dragged your girlfriend in. She's never coming out. Her family probably hasn't seen her in weeks. They're like
My
worried.
family hasn't seen her in years. It's okay.
Okay. All right. They like got posters on the wall out and about.
It's been
like,
2 days, but it feels like years. It's,
that PoE grind.
yeah, it's something.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so all right, we'll go on to Walrus. What do you play, man?
Wildly different from you guys, I think. All the boarding school guys got bit with the Age of Empires 2 bug recently.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
So we've been having big 6-8 man battles in that. And then we're all really bad, so we're all really bad, so we'll try and do like 7 of us versus 1 hard, and we'll still lose.
Yeah.
Are
you playing
Solid.
Definitive Edition, the updated version?
Yeah, with like the new 4K high res sprites and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Cool.
It holds up. Like it still holds up.
Yeah.
And then I just got a PS5 in December. So I totally missed the PS4 entirely. So I played Spider-Man, Miles Morales, God of War, and now I'm working my way through Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh,
man.
nice. Pick up all the good ones at least. I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima in like 60 frames a second
Yeah.
is a beautiful thing.
Awesome.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You don't even know the on our Discord, he went down the train of like, how many bots were you scraping for trying to get this fucking PS5?
I had like 3 auto refreshers, and like I had a Node app running that was like trying to grab it off of Walmart. I managed to snag one off PlayStation Direct.
Nice.
I think you were more obsessed with the journey than the destination.
Yeah. Like Riley kept another guy we streamed with kept sassing me, and I was like, "You don't understand. It's not even about the PlayStation anymore."
It was funny because he kept talking about it. All right, who had all the joysticks, and y'all were mad about all the joysticks getting bought up, and somebody had like 3.
I have all the.
Yeah, you're the one who stole all the joysticks, you son of a bitch.
I got little
a year ago. Oh yeah, you've got one too. Yeah, we're hoarding all that stuff.
Oh, that's great. Yeah,
you actually bought 2 PS5s. Let's not mince words here.
Oh my god,
you're part of the problem.
He
also.
is. He's
I
a
did not buy
scalper.
2.
You son
I bought 1. I didn't scalp anything. I did try to buy 2 so that I could give one give one for my friend, but they wouldn't sell me 2.
Yeah.
Fine.
Nope.
Oh well.
Whatever you say.
Lime, what have you been up to? What have you been playing?
Man, I'm kind of like with Walrus. I'm not really deep in on the pews. I started playing this. So I started playing Sims 4 like a week ago, and I don't know what, like late to that fucking game, but
hey,
just
at least
casually
you have like 30 DLCs you can get for it.
True.
Yeah, right.
You
like
can spend like $300 and you feel
Drop
good.
$3,000.
Ton of money. Yeah, well, related to spending a bunch of money, I've been playing Star Citizen also, thanks to Pyro.
Baby.
Mad shout out to Pyro for teaching me how to play as well as bug out through the mesh and die, or take my fucking helmet. I love it. Like I think I didn't sink a bunch of money into it, but I'll jump in and fly around and then leave, because I know the stakes are not high.
Right now.
Anything could happen. You're gonna lose all your shit.
You
can't spawn, can't do anything. So it's, you poke in, you poke out. I have been playing Flight Simulator on and off. They keep coming out with updates, new airports. They fixed Mount Rushmore. They fixed the DC Washington Monument, which the shaders are all fucked up. So they keep fixing stuff with that, which is nice. Yeah. So the other game I've been okay, 2 more things. I got a modded Minecraft server, which my plan now is to just let it run in perpetuity. You guys, I'll send a link. You can come and go as you want. We're running Valhelsia 3 on it. It's a Forge. I was going to say Forge World. That's a Warhammer thing. Just a Forge. It's a Forge World mod. So we've got that up and running. I pop in there, and then the other tiny little game I've been playing is called Megaquarium, which is a aquarium building tycoon sim game. It's simple voxel art. Came out a year ago, and I think it's still in early access.
A good chill game to just like sit back.
Chill, nice little music. You start off with a few tanks, and then you scale up. It's basically your tycoon.
Fish drive the tanks around. Oh wait, wrong kinds.
Yeah.
We also busted out Phasmophobia last night too.
Ooh,
dude. Yeah,
they have 2 new levels.
Nice.
Prison and a mansion. Yeah.
That's nice to see that they are updating it for sure.
Dude, I played that game in VR the other day.
Yeah.
I lasted about
It's
5
so
minutes.
good.
I went and hid in the bathroom, and I was like, "Hey guys, you guys want to go play something else?"
Yeah.
That's why your controllers didn't work the other day. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, when we play, I'll put my heart rate monitor on, and it'll get up to like 140, 150. And when we play, we have like a scare command that people in chat can do, and it's like a thing come up and scream at me, so it like amplifies it even more. It's a good time. And they like conspire against me and try to time it right, so that I yell when the ghost is hunting, and it'll come find me. It's a thing.
So to touch on the 2 things that you had said, Lime Tree. 1, Minecraft modded. Yeah, get us the info. That's cool. We also have a server up right now that a bunch of somebody requested it, and so we put it up. It's an Enigma 6 or whatever. It's pretty cool. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. All the stuff that's in it. Like, there's a lot of.
You know what I wanted to get on ours? I got Valhelsia because it's on 1.16.3 or something, so it's all up to date,
like new
vanilla. Yeah. It's new stuff. It's missing stuff that I liked, but it has immersive engineering. But there was one mod that I really wanted, which is called the Piss mod, and it just adds piss to the game.
Wow.
So you can get buckets of pee. No use for it, but I liked the name, and sadly they stopped at 1.14 or something.
Oh, so you got to downgrade now to get what you want. That's how it works.
I want that sweet pee. Dude.
Oh my god, dude! Someone's got a fetish. That isn't this kind of time making, okay? So,
can we just rename him R. Kelly really quick?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm all about the piss play.
And I'm gonna gamer girl pee or just normal pee.
Gamer girl pee. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We don't. Our computers are not sophisticated enough to smell anything, so that's how we would determine it.
That's true. That's true. And taste.
Yeah. So that's all that's going on. But yeah, I think leaving like a server of any game just running. We got lucky. One of our guys in our group basically paid for the next few months of it. So
nice.
It's always good to I don't know, hold your followers hostage and make them pay for something they don't even play. So.
That's what I did with my armor community.
Yeah. Like, everybody pay for this, or else it goes down.
On it, and was like, all right, boys, if nobody pays for this shit, I'm turning it off because nobody plays it. And they're like, okay.
It's true socialism.
Yeah, 100%.
Tarnus, did you have anything else you wanted to add, or I don't know what else you had on your list?
Hold on, let me actually look.
Nice.
Let me actually look.
Let
me check my
did a little bit of Path of Exile. I just recently moved, so my internet is shit, so I can't really play it.
Nice.
And we actually been playing board game nights lately with like Talisman Digital Edition or what is it? Lords of Waterdeep. Just playing some board games every now and then with the guys.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Always a good idea.
Yeah.
Are you on tabletop sim?
No, Talisman just a straight up, and then Lords of Waterdeep is a straight up.
Yep. They're both
Sweet.
just on Steam. You can buy them. I have Talisman.
Oh,
I
right.
don't think I have Lords of Waterdeep yet, but I think I watched Shroud play that for a little while, so it looks pretty good. At least the adaptation looks good, from the actual book.
I totally didn't get it because it has an Undermountain expansion.
Of
Totally.
course you did not. Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. Well, that's what we've been playing this week. So let's go over some the upcoming games coming out between now and likely the next podcast. Sometimes we get a couple early, but that's okay. That's how we do. Still waiting for My Little Pony Candyland edition. Great, thanks.
Nice.
Sorry, is that
Thanks,
actually a
Eagle.
sweat?
All right.
I wouldn't be surprised that's actually a thing.
The first game I want to talk about, which I figured Brian might be excited about, but I don't know.
I'm excited too.
Oh, hold on. Before we continue, I do want to introduce our one special guest for the evening. I forgot to introduce him earlier.
Our special guest?
Yeah, our special guest.
I thought that was Arna.
No, our special guest is Bernie Sanders. You guys know this guy?
Oh.
There he is.
I haven't
There he
got
is.
yet to cordially meet him,
There,
but
there he is. He's here today, guys.
I'm surprised he doesn't have his own hexagon.
Yeah, I thought about it, but I didn't
Isn't
want
that
to put that
cutie?
much effort.
I didn't want to put that much effort.
Did
Yeah.
you see selling sweatshirts with that on it?
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, so
And like all the money goes towards like the Vermont like Meals on Wheels or something.
yeah, he was talking about
And they sold out in like 2 hours or something.
Yeah, he was
That's
talking about how if he could just make people more aware of stuff, even if he's a meme, he doesn't care. But if you've been
Yeah.
living under a rock, Bernie Sanders, this freaking image has been like everywhere.
Did any of you
over the
guys,
last week, so.
Any of you guys watch the inauguration? I saw that live, and it was like I was like, "What the fuck's he?" I like the most basic bitch mask.
Yeah, it's just like the blue
chef's kiss.
Yeah, it's like the blue whatever disposable one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, Bernie
Everyone
will
else
hang with us
and,
for a
like-
little bit tonight. I
Nice.
don't know if I'll
Beautiful.
leave him the whole time, but we'll see.
Thanks, Bernie.
Yeah, look,
Thanks for watching
look
over
here.
us.
Here he is on the watching on the other view as well. So
Aw,
he's good.
he's facing the wrong way because the video's behind him.
Yeah. He's looking at the audience. Okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
It's fine.
making
Just
sure
another
the audience is
podcast
watching.
That could have been a blog post.
When the Bernie stares back.
Anyway, so new games coming out soon. The first one I want to talk about is Stronghold Warlords. This game looks really good, actually. And I know
Girl.
Brian really loved the Stronghold series for
Yes,
a while.
I did. I still
Um,
play it to this day.
Yeah.
Brian, why have you not told me about this?
This
What
game,
do you mean?
First
You
of
don't
all,
I love that game.
it looks really good. First of all, I really like the graphics. They really upped the ante there. But it looks like it's it's pretty good. It's set in Asia somewhere, right? There's look
If
The
up
Asia.
age, yes.
yeah. So feudal era maybe.
Mhm.
But it looks really cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, it's I'm excited. Yeah, very excited.
yeah, that comes
I'm
out.
So is
Uh,
it like
I'm hoping the engine they did it on is better in regards to it won't crash at 15 trebuchets.
That's a feature.
It's, yeah.
Yeah,
That's how you win the game. You make your enemies crash.
yeah,
I got the HD ones on GOG and was playing them. God, even like a month ago. So hit me
Pretty
up.
sure I
Maybe we
own
can
all of
play.
them, but yes, I
Yeah.
will play. Yeah.
Yeah, so Warlords comes out on the 26th. As far as I could tell, PC only, which is the only place I'd want to play like an RTS.
Right.
Or even this is like not exactly RTS. It's like an RTS plus because like you have to do all the kingdom management or whatever.
That's what I like the most about it.
Yeah,
I think.
I don't understand how people play those RTSs on consoles, man. Like there's so much clicking involved. It blows my mind.
Remember when the old Warcraft was on like PlayStation 1?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
That's what.
God.
Yeah, or
StarCraft on
Yeah,
N64.
they put StarCraft, Halo Wars, which was a console
Played that.
release, So, I mean, obviously they probably rigged it so that it worked better, but it still blows my mind. I don't know how you do that,
Using a joystick as a cursor is very strange.
oof.
dude. Red
Thanks, Destiny.
Alert was probably as much as I love early Blizzard and like I love StarCraft, Red Alert was probably one of my favorite RTSs.
It's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a good game. I recently bought on Steam sale.
My dad's still playing it.
Yeah, dude. I
Like seriously.
yeah, me and my dad played it for a long time
Bleh.
together. So that was pretty cool. That's a pretty cool game, you know. But I recently bought that, whatever it was, the new collection, like the Master Collection, where they, I think they redid a lot of the graphics and stuff. I haven't tried it yet, but I bought it on sale during the Christmas sale because it was like $15, and it has like all the red alerts on it. So that looks pretty cool.
RTS is coming back in a big way.
Coming
I
back.
think they're coming.
Maybe we'll run some RTS tournaments, bro.
Oh man, that's the reason I like the Stronghold games is because
Mm-hmm.
I do not like the combat aspect. I like managing people's
Yeah, and you can kind of
health.
just do all that if you want. Yeah, in that one.
Yeah, you don't need to get into the actual Stronghold part of it.
Yeah.
But I will miss in this Warlords the voiceover work when your granary is low. That's the only. Because
You
it was
wanna-
this like old English guy and
Granary's low, sire.
sire. Yeah, they're not gonna say sire. I don't know what they're gonna say. Me warlord, I guess.
Warlord.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll
Tip
find
fedora.
out. Yeah.
I do love in playing Age of Empires as Japan though, so this may be a good crossover for me.
Yeah, maybe so. It looks really cool. I like the
Yeah.
feudal era as far as just my interest, you know. So I would be down to play this too, probably. It should be pretty good. We'll see. All right, well, we'll move on to the next one. This isn't really. It's kind of a re-release, to be honest with you. But the next thing is the Yakuza Remastered, which is
Oh,
supposed
I'm
to.
so pumped.
Yeah, are you excited? So
Yeah.
I had never played. I haven't played this game before. But a lot of people, for some reason, last year started replaying it. I guess I don't know why. But like the originals, and I guess
Right.
there's like a whole bunch of games, right? Yakuza games, like Yakuza up to 6, I
Mhm.
think, or something. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I missed out. I guess it's probably, my guess is it was on console only. So that's probably why I didn't. Why I never played it myself, because I wasn't a big console guy. So
Yeah, I don't even think all of them released in the States.
was that it? Yeah. So this
Yeah.
is some. This is the remastered collection. It's already, I think. It's coming out on PC on the 28th. I can't remember if the Xbox and the Xbox One. I think it's already out on PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways,
That's what the video you just showed said.
yeah. So but the PC version, which is what matters to me, is coming out. So I'm thinking about picking it up because I kind of want to play it as well. So
All I want to know is if Yakuza Kiwami 2 is going to be in it, because it has like the best side quest I've ever played in a game before. So like you get caught up in this club, but instead of it being like a nightclub, it's like a fetish club where men act like babies, and everyone's like wearing diapers, and you have like a big brawl with everyone in this
Sounds
like
like
fetish club,
sounds like another fetish.
and it's like
yeah.
top notch, A plus. Like, I just want to experience gaming like
it's
that.
like
again.
when you first in oh damn, what the hell is that game called? Saints Row, when you first pick up like a dildo sword and you're just like, what? And you're like, wait, this is real? You walk into the fetish club of baby men and you beat their ass and you're like, am I playing a game right now? Like, this is the game?
That's like half
Am I
of the
playing a
Yakuza.
game?
Yeah, like
Oh no, is this
usually
real
people are
life? I
just
don't know. I
playing
just
them.
Every
you
other
just
day.
play
yeah.
those games and you're just like, oh man, this is super serious. I'm a mobster. Then all of a sudden you're just like singing to a chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just drinking
Yeah, like-
piss and beating babies.
I don't remember much of the story of the Yakuza games. It's more the like weird little side quests,
Yeah.
uncomfortably
Yeah.
sexual mini games that are in it.
Yeah, it has that same
that I
vibe
remember.
as Saints Row to me. Like I haven't played it
Yeah.
yet, but that's what I just mean. Like you almost think it's a serious game until it has all those crazy quirks. We'll put it that way.
Mhm.
Quirks.
Yeah.
Even missions that like you think are serious just end up being very not serious.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. or if you pay attention to the dialogue at all, or anything, Well, we were going to talk about Outriders. It was supposed to come out, but it got pushed to April, so we'll skip it. Just like everything else.
When did that get early access to like the press and stuff? When was that, like August or something?
Outriders? Yeah, it's been like a year or something almost. So I don't know. They keep pushing it, which is probably better than doing what Cyberpunk did. So we'll just leave it at that.
True.
And move to the next one. The next one I'm kind of excited about. This is maybe a little more nerdy because I don't know how many people actually know about World of Darkness. So I know you role players might maybe know about World of Darkness, but
That's
Werewolf.
no for me, dog.
No, you don't. You guys didn't play that when you were
Nah.
tabletopping. So World of Darkness is pretty cool. If you don't know what it is, it's a series of books. Originally, Vampire the Masquerade is the first book in World of Darkness, essentially.
Okay.
And then this game is Werewolf the Apocalypse. So Werewolf was another one. They had Mage. They have like 5 or 6 books, and they're all like vampires. Literally just about playing vampires, right? Werewolves about playing werewolves, and eventually those books you could play them together. You know what I mean? So like
Cool.
like we a couple of times back in the day when we got together to play RPGs, we would play that kind of stuff. Now the power levels were really crazy. Kind of like, did you guys ever play Exalted?
Mm-mm.
All right, well, fuck me. All right, these guys only play D&D, so I'm just gonna talk about it for a second.
Vampires are broken, busted.
Right, yeah. So you could play them all together, but it like wasn't necessarily the best thing to do because like certain
game mages could just turn time.
Right, you could just alter the entire timeline and stuff. Yeah, so there was like things that were just too nasty when you mixed them that it made it really hard. I didn't ever have to DM those games, so I didn't care, right? But I'm sure the DM had a hell of a time trying to figure out what the hell to do with like a group of like a werewolf and 2 vampires and a mage, and they're just like, I don't know. But anyways, this is part of that series, essentially, the World of Darkness. So they had Vampire, which those are the old games, and they have some new ones coming out soon, hopefully, the newer vampires. So this is Werewolf. So this is just another
Nice.
where you play a werewolf. So
Looks rad.
it looks awesome. Like, I was watching the videos for this the other day, and it looks really cool. So
Sick.
I'm excited
It's fun.
excited for that one. That comes out on the 4th, I believe, and it comes out for like everything. Old console,
Furry crowd's gonna love it.
the furry crowd, yeah. The old console, new console, PC. So be looking for that on the 4th. So it's pretty cool. And then we were gonna talk about Bravely Default, but we're pretty certain, or almost certain, that we'll have the next podcast before then, so we'll skip it. But Brian did bring up a point that there was Little Nightmares 2 is coming out.
Oh shit.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't have he got me a video, so here's the video. February 11th. It comes out February 11th. And so there you go. The only reason why I probably didn't put it on the list is because I don't think it's coming out on PC at that time. So it's PS5.
Callan, did you stream that?
It's PS5.
Yeah, I can bust out the capture card and I streamed the first one. Yeah, I'll bust out the capture card and do this one too.
Yeah, PS4, PS5 right now. Like they may come out with it on PC at some point. I just don't know when. But
Nice.
so if you ever played the first one and liked it, I've watched some people stream it, but I never played it myself. So what did you guys think about the first one?
It's good. I like the it's got a really cool, well, you can see from the video, like this real cool kind of creepy atmosphere. I did it for Halloween because I was in that spooky mood. It's like it's a good puzzle platformer. I mean, I'd recommend it if you like kind of that creepy platforming. Go for it. There's not really too many games that give what you can see right on the video right now. But yeah, it's great. You get kind of immersed in it. They're usually pretty quick. I think I beat the first one in like 4 hours or 5 hours. It's not like terribly long game. So
yeah, this is the game. So the problem is I've played a couple of horror games, and okay, so what I don't know it's weird to me because I love watching horror movies. I will watch a horror movie like any day of the week, and I have no problem with that. But if I'm playing a horror game, I guess it's just an extra element of actually moving your character. I guess I can't do it.
Yeah.
I it's really hard for me to finish a horror game. I'll play one for like 30 minutes or an hour, and then I'll be like, I'm done. I'll play this some more later, maybe. But like,
So now we know what to gift him.
right? Yeah. But these the little nightmares, since it's like a platformer, I feel like I could probably do that. You know what I mean? Like it's not as intimidating, I guess. So I might pick that up. I'll probably play the first one first, but other than that,
Yeah. You could probably play the first one night and the second one another night.
that's true.
Yep.
Yeah, and just get them out of the way. Yeah.
Be
Cool.
done with it.
Yeah, just get done with them. Yeah. Well, it's like I can't remember what I played during Halloween. I think it was last year though. But it was some horror game.
Yeah.
About a painter or something. I can't remember. But anyways.
Oh, Layers of Fear?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yes, Layers of Fear. I played Layers of Fear. It took me. I had to play with all my lights on. I had to make sure like it was still daylight outside, and I'm not sure I finished it, but I pretty sure I had to change pants multiple times. So.
Oh boy.
All right, I think I'm gonna date myself now. I think the first horror game I ever played was the Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yes.
Like interactive video game.
I remember that one.
on a
Did it have Jeff
VHS?
Goldblum in it? Was it?
No, it was the Orpheum Theater. I don't remember. It was some theater one.
This book to like help guide you, or else you like had no real idea.
Yeah.
Right? Is that the same one that you're thinking?
No. It was like an interactive. So it was like one of those old 3DO games where it was sort of interactive, but it was also a movie at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Gotcha.
I remember that one.
I don't.
You don't have to
remember
date yourself. I'm dating myself as well.
The one I was thinking of with Jeff
What?
Goldblum is a Goosebumps game.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Okay, gotcha.
Escape from Horrorland.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
I think the
God.
first
Good old
horror
Jeff
game I ever played
Goldblum.
was Silent Hill.
Was it? 4?
4.
Okay, stop.
Yeah.
Get out of here. I was like, oh, okay, 1. No, 4. 4. My bad.
4.
Yeah, I don't know what the first horror game was I played. It's been a while.
Hugo's House of Horror.
I don't remember what I played
is
yesterday.
for
Let
real.
alone 10 years ago.
True.
Okay, well that's those are some of the new games coming out, so check those out. I don't know.
Do I get reprimanded if I ask to use the boys' room?
No, go for it. Just don't turn off your cam.
I didn't know what the
Or your mic.
what your house rules were here.
You can.
Yeah.
Oh, mine was the Are You Afraid of the Dark? Tale of Orpheus Curse.
Oh, see, you almost had
Gotta
it
look
there.
that up.
So. Nice.
I want to just look at it real quick.
Is it a VHS?
1994.
Yeah.
Is it a VHS?
No, it's a DOS
Oh.
game.
Oh, okay. Well,
Oh
I,
hell yeah!
I
This
played,
looks awesome.
I played those choose your own like VHS ones where you had to like,
It's like-
fast forward.
Oh, that was like the 11th Hour and a few other games like that.
Yeah, that's good. There you go. But yeah, so okay. Well, let's move on. Let's start our special report about streaming D&D, and then hopefully Lime Tree will be back pretty quick. So we're going to talk about a few things for streaming D&D. We're going to talk about like systems you can use, tabletop systems, assets, where we like get assets or what programs we use, audio and video capture and stuff like that with all your players, and like how people get their players and stuff like that, so that's kind of what we're going to do. I'm hoping we don't go too long on these. I'll try to wrap people up as we go, but because I feel like if we talked about every single thing on here, it might be like 5 hours from now. So
I got notebooks for each topic.
right, you're like I'm ready. Yeah. So anyway, first thing I actually think I'm going to do this a little bit reverse. So I want to talk about systems first, and then we'll talk about assets. So we'll just swap those two. So what do we play, or what do we use to play D&D essentially over the internet with other people? And that would be what we are calling tabletop systems. And before we like dig into any of them specifically, for those of you who stream D&D, what do you guys use for your current systems? So like boarding school, what do you guys use for your system that for your game?
We're using Foundry right now, which I've really grown to love. It's kind of new. It's only really been around for, I'd say, a year now.
Okay. Did you?
But it's.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, did you use anything else besides Foundry?
Yeah, I've kind of run the gambit.
Okay.
We started out on Roll20, which I liked because they had their scripting tools are Node, and I'm a developer, and Node's really easy to write, so I could write my own custom scripts in there. The only downside was you had to pay for their pro subscription, which was like a monthly subscription, and you had to host all your assets on their thing.
Yeah.
Which was a big pain, and I'm kind of getting sick of the whole subscription model that everyone's trying to do. So I prefer to purchase my things outright. So when I got and there was also some there was some Reddit drama. They kind of had a big power trip on their subreddit for a while. I used to be really active on there, and they kind of scared me away 3 years ago, I guess. And ever since then, I kind of
bullshit.
Yes, yeah. If you know exactly what I'm talking about. They just were they were jerks. I'm going to keep it family friendly. They were jerks. And it really put a bad taste in my mouth.
Assholes.
Yeah. Well, that's cleaner than the word I was thinking. So I moved on to Fantasy Grounds.
Cool.
And if you really like 1995 early 2000 era PC computing, then Fantasy Grounds is the application for you.
Absolutely. All right. Okay.
It's got really good automations and stuff. I really like all the stuff behind it, but God, the user interface is just
the UI
horrendous.
Our players had so many complaints, and it's I think you were about to kill yourself because of how
this is Strat. All the fonts so small.
Okay.
Yeah. The upside, I will say, of Roll20 and Foundry is they both have really good licensing deals with Wizards. So if you are an extremely lazy DM like I am, you can just buy a module and it's got all the maps, all the stuff already preloaded for you.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And so you can just
that's
drop $30.
Just to clarify,
run.
That's Roll20 and Fantasy Grounds, right? Not Foundry.
Yeah, just those two. Right. Yeah, Foundry does not have any brand deals like that. And then I was kind of fed up with Fantasy Grounds because at the time they didn't have the line of sight stuff that the Roll20 does, meaning your character's token can only see what the character's token can see. Didn't really have any lighting controls or anything like that. I had to manually remove the fog of war. They do have those things now in Foundry. So I was poking around and I saw this up and coming virtual tabletop built completely from the ground up in Node called Foundry, and I was like, oh, this looks really cool. I wonder what's going on. And they were just about to release their early access. It was $50 for a license in perpetuity. It's not $50 a year. It's just $50. You can self-host it. Which really speaks to me because I've just got a Raspberry Pi that I hosted on, so I don't have to pay whatever per month.
We're gonna talk later about that. I'm curious.
Yeah.
So what I will say real quick, and I love your whole story here, but we do have pros and cons on our list to talk about on each of these, by the way.
Oh, sorry. We use Foundry. We'll talk about pros and cons later.
And then
way to fuck it all up.
Have you touched
Foundry's great.
Have you touched Tabletop Simulator at all?
I have, but not for D&D.
Okay.
I've played
So,
other board games.
Yeah, same. Okay. And then Tarnis, you're Roll20, right? Mostly.
I am Roll20, but we're just switching over to Foundry, which I'm finding is a pain in the butt with my project.
Oh yeah, overall. Okay, we can talk about it.
Yeah, I can talk about that too. But
so let's go over real quick. So Roll20, and Kat touched on some of these subjects already, which is fine. But we'll go over. So Roll20,
you're out.
Yeah, you can't talk anymore, you son of a bitch. No, I'm just kidding. We're good. So Roll20. First of all, almost all of us here. I think only Bropunzel is not an RPG guy. Well, let me rephrase. Tabletop RPG guy.
Man.
He might play RPGs. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, Rapunzel, we're gonna have to fix that at some point. You know that, right?
Yep, we're just all going to convert him
Everybody's
in some way,
gonna,
shape, or form.
yeah. Everybody in here.
I've always
Go ahead.
had an interest
Okay.
in getting into like that.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't even start.
Don't start.
What we'll have to do
It's too
is we'll have to. You're gonna get invited to like 3 one shots so that you can just like try different people's games just to see what it's like.
Sure. That'd be awesome, dude.
So Roll20. The main pro I have for Roll20, just from me, is it's free, and I know the stipulation there, Kat, that you were talking about, but it is free for everyone, players and DMs. You can use it for free, assuming you don't want all the stuff that if you want more stuff, then you do have to pay for it, like Kat was saying. So. Does anybody else have pros to Roll20? It's accessible everywhere because it's on a website, right?
Well, like I said, we were going over, and I link you the subscriptions link. And with the subscriptions, like for me, the biggest one is dynamic lighting. In a dungeon crawl, it adds to the immersion of why did what was it, Gliding Eagle just go around the corner and start crying on Discord? Why is he crying? And it's like, do you go and save him or do you run away from the crying?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of fun of it. And then the other one is the API scripts, like he was talking about. I was just using one script, which, because I had so many new players constantly playing, that my easiest script was, as soon as you join the game, you automatically get a character sheet.
Awesome. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, and by the way, these things that he's talking about are pluses, but they also go to me in the negative column because you have to pay monthly for that. But that's the subscription we were talking about. It's not like it's incredibly expensive, but I know for me, when I was using Roll20, I was paying for the pro, mostly because you have to store everything on their side, which is counterintuitive to trying to save space. You know what I mean? So they're almost making you pay for it, if you go over 100 megs. So, but yeah.
And then there's the file size limits too on top of that,
right,
which my map is just fucking huge.
Yeah. So, but like you said, dynamic lighting, that's great. It is a website online that anybody can get to. So that makes it very accessible. So the accessibility is great.
I'll say another thing that's probably a pro about it is it has a bunch of integrations with D&D and Beyond as well, which I know is like a really popular tool that makes it really easy to also
Beyond 20, I love it.
I love it
free
too.
Aspect of it as well,
because we use that in our weekly game, which is actually tomorrow for us. Or I do, because I love D&D Beyond, and we'll talk about that later, but it's probably one of my favorite resources. I can't believe how well they did with that. But in any case, the fact that I can just press buttons on D&D Beyond and it jams it into Roll20 with, like you said, the Beyond 20 add-on is awesome to me. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So
one other pro I sort of liked before I went to the Beyond 20 was their Character Mancer. I enjoyed Character Mancer until I started using D&D Beyond, because we found out Character Mancer kept messing up the HPs for every character when you create a character.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So it has like integrated character sheets, which is great. That's a Roll20 thing as well. Lots of indie support. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff out there. And like Kat was saying, with the APIs, and also Tarnus was saying this, like you could almost get before Beyond 20 was there were ways to import your character sheets from other programs too, which was awesome. So that like you could find APIs for a lot of stuff to help make your life easier, which was pretty nice. So that's great. But all that usage, API usage and all that kind of stuff, again, behind the paywall, you do have to pay monthly for that. But still pretty cool.
Barrier to entry seems pretty good. Like if you're starting out, like I'm gonna start DMing something, so I'm trying to learn mechanics, and I feel like it's less intimidating than something like Foundry, which I did
Yes.
buy. I'll talk about it. I bought Foundry, so I just have it,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. Yeah,
I also own Foundry. I
good
like
to
to
have it.
consider myself, and this goes for all hobbies I do. Every single hobby I do, I am a
Investor.
yeah, I don't know what you want to call it because I'm a dabbler, right? But I am a what I don't know what you want to call it in front of that dabbler because I literally buy like everything for the hobby and just don't end up doing the hobby. That's how that works. So like
That's why I said investor.
I do that.
yeah. So like I buy all my 40K minis. I have 7,000 point army and we never play it, right? Well, that's not just on me, but you know, it is because I bought it, right? I bought Foundry and I haven't used it yet. I pay for pro subscription in Roll20 and I play like one game a year. I pay for pro subscription to D&D Beyond. I play one game a year. Although that one gets used a lot more, and we'll talk about that later because I own all the books on D&D Beyond. And so my friends just put me in their
So do I.
games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They just put me in their games and go, hey, we're putting you in here because we need to use your books. So at least that's getting used. But, you know, that's how it goes. So, Roll20 Pros accessibility is great. APIs are awesome. You have to pay for that part. But the cons, the monthly subscription fee you got to do. What else? Oh, the big one that Ian pointed out, your password could be on the deep web because they get hacked every other day.
Yep, there's that.
So, you know, there's some negatives to it as well. But I do recommend it to...
Hold on, I got a huge list.
You
Don't
want to do
get me
some
started.
more?
What's
Okay.
it?
Okay.
Just for cons, I mean, you got the problem with you bought every book, right? Well, guess what? It's not in your compendium. You bought an adventure and you want to pull... You're doing homebrew stuff and you want to pull a monster from a different module. Guess what? You don't have that.
You have to import it. Yeah.
I think it's or what transmogrify, whatever bullshit they call it. Everything you buy should go to the compendium. Just them not doing that shows how behind they are. Not only that, was it just 2 months ago they just released the DMG and the Sword Coast Adventurers Guide. That's been out for how long? And it still was never in the compendium or purchasable.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I agree with that. I don't know how much that is Roll20 versus possibly some sort of licensing thing. Or... I know
No, it was all Roll20. They said it themselves. They were just too lazy to start working on a lot of that stuff.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. Okay. Anything else on your list you want to talk about?
Let's see, file upload limits, the fact that it's hosted by just their service and you can't host it on anything else like any other servers, like a server-based system. Like, oh, I can rent this host instead. Nope, you have to go straight through them. So if down, you're completely fucked. Your game's not going to happen that day.
Sure, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. Just on that
character,
man.
man.
Well, like, even if it's not down, if it's up, it's still generally not super great. I think we ran a weekly game, and every week, at least one person was having some sort of server issue trying to fucking play.
Well, that's just, I think that comes, you know, besides, I think especially this year, just to be upfront here, is that it's probably become so popular to run stuff online right now that, like...
Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't be an excuse. They need to make sure their servers get upgraded if they're going to have that kind of load. That is probably why there's been quite a bit more issues this year than normal. But yeah, 100%.
I'm pretty sure it's hosted on AWS, so they really don't have an excuse because they aren't even managing their own servers.
There it is.
I mean, I'm hypercritical of it mainly because I've subscribed to it just like you are. I'm the pro subscriber, and I've been using it for 3+ years. And I'm starting. I had my blinders on. I was completely like, oh yeah, this is great. And then somebody introduced me to Foundry. They're like, no, you should check this out. And I've got to say I've seen the light. I'm moving on. I'm transferring everything over is a pain in the ass, but I'm really, really excited about Foundry.
So one more thing I'm gonna just say real quick, as far as for Roll20, they do have quite a few systems but I don't know how they, and maybe one of you guys know, I don't know how they consider them supported or not, right? Because they have the list. Where that comes from, I don't know. On the ones that are in there, actually in there, that you don't have to like try to import or do something weird with.
I think a lot of it's driven by the community.
Okay, so that's fine
Like-
because that's what I liked about Foundry, which we'll talk about next in a minute. I'll bring that up with Foundry, but I feel like it's a little more restricted on Roll20, at least from what I can tell.
It is.
So
they've implemented a system again. The forums, they like, hey, have you thought about this system? And I think recently in their last like state of the Roll20 or whatever, straight to the tabletop, they're like, yeah, we're getting new licensing, we're getting a lot more new games. So that it's just whoever's like, hey, I would like this game, post on their forums, and if it gets enough upvotes or whatever the hell they choose, they like, hey, let's actually look into this system, and they go ahead and purchase licensing.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Well, let's move on to Foundry because I think that's our other big one. Because I feel like the other two we'll still want to mention and talk about some, but not as much as these. Foundry is kind of right now your bread and butter, right, Kat?
Yeah. I've been living and breathing it for the past year.
Yeah, and Kat introduced me to Foundry probably a few months back, probably in like April or May. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
But and I don't have a huge amount of stuff done in it yet, but I have been messing with it. And I will say that like one of my biggest things that I like about it is what you were talking about, where it's a one-time $50 fee for the DM. There's no cost to the player. You own that license. It's your license. You host it. So you put it wherever you want. Your home server. You can go put it on some hosted server if you want to. Tarnish touched on this a little bit, and that to me, as a person who works on computers for a living, basically, anytime I can put something in my own house or whatever, I prefer that. You know what I mean? I mean, I know like everybody likes everything on the cloud these days, but like that in particular for me was a win. So I really like that. So why do you like Foundry, and like what type of functionality do you like the most out of Foundry, Kat?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm a developer by trade anyway, like outside of this, and this is written in Node, which makes it really, really, really easy to mod and extend, which is shown by like how many community mods, how many community extensions there are. Like there's one for pretty much everything you want. Like with Roll20, we had mentioned what's the extension to integrate with
Beyond 20.
Beyond 20. There's Beyond 20 for Foundry.
There is, yeah.
So you can use that. Yeah. So you can plug that in. I probably in our campaign, I'm up to 72, 73 modules now that I have installed because they all do little things. 4 of them I've written for myself. But the
let me just say for that real quick, you need to go check out their stream because the amount of effort it seems like, he says there's 70 modules. If you'll go watch their stream just for like 5 minutes, you will see those 70 modules in action. It is crazy and really cool to see all the stuff that you can do in that thing. It's amazing.
Yeah,
so,
there's a lot of really good ones that are specific for streaming too. Like one I use and to like show the table view is like there's tabletop view where you can assign a user that has access to all the people and will have control of their site, and that way you don't have to do weird hacks and you're just like, I'm going to stream the table view, and you show that up. Lots of visual things like when a character's bloodied, I have a module that will make them start doing a trail of blood behind them as they walk around, just for that extra visual stuff. A little
extra immersion, basically.
Yeah. There's all kinds of visual effects. So like when someone casts a fireball, they don't just put down a circle. They actually put down like an animated video of like a fireball cycling, and then it will auto.
I'm going to need a real detailed list of every single one and where I can get all these.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, there's just so many modules that make it more interactive. There's like dumb ones that I don't know that I would use in a non-stream game, but we use in ours. Like there, you can automatically trigger sound effects when people attack, or trigger a sound when someone does a critical hit, just to kind of like add that extra pizzazz to it.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think depending on like your party, like if you're making a new campaign, depending on the people who are playing, and some may expect like a video game experience, if that makes sense. Like they analogously think that since this is on a computer, that it's like I want to be able to like walk around and like see where everyone else is walking, and it's no theater of the mind at all, even though a lot of our stuff is RP. But I think this is like a great way, if you've got all the mods and stuff, that they can like enter from a gaming world on a PC into RP shit. Like that's seems like this platform for our group has really been the best for that.
As long as you know somebody who knows what they're doing in Foundry, it could be a really good transition.
Well, let's just go to dynamic lighting. The simplest thing is in Roll20, I have to open the door for them by deleting the wall.
Correct. Yeah.
Whereas in Foundry with the dynamic lighting, you can just make it a door and they see, oh, there's a door there. Exactly. I'm going to go walk over to it and try to open it. And it'll actually make a noise if it's locked. You just hear that little jiggle handle. It's cool. Like, I'm like that just the smallest things made me just like, I have to do this one immediately and switch over.
Yeah. It can baby them a little bit, but like they'll try to open the door and just walk in, which is like
which is fine. But you can always hit space and pause it and keep them from walking. It's just little things like being able to pause it without any added
thank you.
Yeah, or like easy to drop lights like you're seeing. Yeah, the locked doors, like just little things. The less you have to do managing your virtual tabletop as a DM, the more time you can spend playing the game.
Or creating the story for your players or whatever, right? It's less rummaging around in the technical aspect and more doing the fun stuff, you know.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. There's certainly like a learning curve. Like I probably spent 20 hours writing a plugin for us because we do hex exploration with a boat, and depending on the wind speed, the boat might go faster. So I wrote a module that will like randomly generate the direction and speed of the wind, and then tell how far they can travel based on that.
Oh, that's
God,
hot damn!
And then it'll keep.
And
then it keeps track. It has like I actually have 2 tokens. So one is their actual location, and one is where they think they are. So that way, it'll auto roll the person's survival check and hide it from them, and then based on that survival check, they can move their thing, but the hidden one that they can't see will actually move to their real location.
Nice.
But just stuff like funny. That.
Yeah, that's cool.
Dear God.
Do you sell all these modules on the market?
There's that's the thing. All the market stuff, it's all free. They're starting to come out with some like premium content, but it's all like maps and assets and stuff.
Right.
Well, some of them are behind like Patreons and things like that.
Sure.
I thought.
Like
there is some Patreon.
But that's based off the creator, not off of Foundry, I would assume.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
There is I know we're going to talk about map creation software later on, but a little ding for Dungeon Draft, which is one of them, is Foundry can auto import from Dungeon Draft with all the doors and walls and everything pre-drawn.
Shit, that's badass.
They don't have to manually
that's
draw.
awesome.
So it saves you a ton of time. I can whip up a battle map with line of sight and everything in about half an hour.
Wow. That's good.
So it just saves me so much time. It's great. A+.
A+.
Downside, you can't buy any of the like D&D modules for it.
Correct.
You will have to manually add everything. There is an easy way to get
we don't talk about that.
To get monsters and stuff in. But you'll have to Google it because it's like kind of not. There is a D&D Beyond import.
Yeah.
Do the D&D Beyond import. It's behind a Patreon. There are definitely not any other ways to get things in.
Totally legit. All on the up and up.
Yep. Don't worry about it. I will also say there is like the one thing that I was looking at using it for was to play an obscure RPG that there isn't like an online for. And lo and behold, Foundry has like every single RPG you can think of. Again, it's all community based, so somebody had to be willing to have created it. But you can find a lot of those small RPGs.
May I ask which one it was?
Yeah, it's Warhammer. It's a Warhammer RPG. It's called Wrath and Glory. It's a 40K one. It's made by Crucible 7 or whatever, the people who do a lot of the D&D like cards and stuff. I can't remember what they're.
Is that the one you were getting a group for?
Yeah.
Telling me about.
Yeah, and so Foundry was the only place I could find the rule set. We didn't use it because I couldn't figure out anything else for Foundry yet. But it's really cool because you just import the rule set and then it's just there. It has the character sheets imported in there. Like it has a character set up and you can put all the stuff in there. Now, I'm sure not all of them are that detailed because it just depends on what the programmer does. But it's neat that you have access to like that kind of customization, of systems. So it was pretty cool for me. So what do you guys?
I think you pretty much stated one of the cons is the learning curve of that one is for Foundry is a lot greater than all the others, I believe.
Oh, what'd you say? The learning curve?
Just the learning curve of Foundry over like Roll20.
Yeah, it's not the easiest, but
yeah.
I think once you get the hang of it, it's just such a good tool. And there's so many, like, look at this effect with the snow over the map moving.
Mm-hmm.
When I think the first time I saw that was on y'all's stream. I think it was moving water. Maybe?
Yeah, for the underwater stuff.
And
when they do underwater.
So cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, it just looked so good. So it's just one of those things I really like. So
they've got a great particle engine, and he just started doing like, what do you call that? Like AOE effects. There's like dynamic.
Yeah. The animated
weird
fireballs.
spirals and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
Looks so nice.
Yeah. I like that a lot. It's just.
I think it kind of makes sense. Like, not even for players, but now that streaming in general has become a thing. Like, if you're watching, you don't want to just sit around and like
see a static screen,
see a bunch of dudes talking, like necessarily. Like
what you're doing right now.
Sometimes that's awesome. Oh God. Well, we're not playing the game, but you know what I mean. God damn it. Well, that's what we call it. Like, we just call it grown men playing pretend. Like, that's how.
Yeah.
If we can get into that frame of mind, then
that's probably why Eagle's girlfriend was laughing at us. We all look like a bunch of grown men who played pretend.
It's not wrong.
Anyways.
Shit.
Okay, so pros. Do you have any extra pros? Anybody else?
I think we've gushed about it.
Cool. Cons? Any other cons that anybody wants to talk about?
The only con for me is, and it may be like my specific role, because he's got to have the server running to get into it. Mm-hmm. So if you level, he has to have it active for someone to go in and
get their level done.
Yeah. So it's like you've got to make sure that's always on. So that's the only
and unpaused.
Unpaused, right? Yeah.
You can have it running all the time. I just don't trust my players, so I don't leave it up all the time.
That's true.
They're crafty motherfuckers.
I can attest to that. Yeah, so
no worries.
I've even been told you can host this thing on an AWS, which
it's just a Node app. Like, you can host it anywhere. Google Cloud, AWS,
have access to the server, you can put it on whatever you want. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
And that's what I was saying. You can self-host or put it up on a hosted site. It's great.
Yeah. Nice. And that Node hostable comes with the $50. It's not like an extra thing on top of the license.
Right, yeah. You pay $50, you own the program. It's like the good old days.
$50, dude.
Them good old days.
Them good old days.
Considering Fantasy Grounds is what, like $180?
And then don't the players have to buy the client still?
On a good day.
Not if you buy the ultimate.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Which is
well, let's talk about. That's a good segue. We're going to talk about Fantasy Grounds just for a minute at least.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Fantasy Grounds, which is that one runs straight off your computer. It's not browser based. Oh, Foundry for players is it web based or
Foundry is web based, yes.
it's web based for players, not for the DM though, right? You have the client.
But it can be. If you're hosting it a Node app, you can log into it from your browser.
Yeah.
Or they also have an app run.
Cool.
And they can also even run it off a LAN, which is what I'd be interested in doing it. And like at a convention, you could just run a LAN game.
Yeah, true. True. Yeah. So Fantasy Grounds though, that's software you install, right? It's it's a fat app to put on the machine. And then you said if I guess players don't have to buy it if you get the big boy version. But like you said, it was
right,
like,
but it's very expensive. It's $140 or $150.
Nice. Yeah.
So that's pretty expensive.
Entry,
I think.
Yeah, entry. Any pros to Fantasy Grounds you guys can think of?
Yes. It has the best licensing deals of all of them.
Because
like everything from Wizards is on
right. There. It doesn't just have D&D. Like here's their license systems right here. I'm gonna put it up on the screen. A lot. Yeah. A lot, including Pathfinder and Starfinder, like all this ones. Vampire, we were talking about that.
Right, and this is officially licensed, not like the community came together and hacked something together.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's nice. The content's really good. The automation that comes with Fantasy Grounds is actually really, really nice from a DM's perspective. The other thing that Foundry has that I wish Foundry and Fantasy Grounds has, and it's such a small thing, is the ability to like click on a die, pick it up, and scroll it across the screen and make it roll that way instead of just clicking a button. It just feels so good to do that. This is the only VTT. I guess Virtual Tabletop lets you do it too. That I know that will let you. Yeah, Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah.
But God, the UI is terrible. It's so bad.
I blocked it out of my mind. Like I can't.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used Fantasy Grounds at all, so I don't have much.
See if you can find a screenshot of it. It's just it's hideous.
Oh look, it's also built in Unity. That's a problem. So
yeah. And the thing is they're selling like Fantasy Grounds Unity is the upgrade.
Right. Yeah.
They're like, we love Unity. It's so much better.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see if this shows some. Yeah, it'll show some stuff here. So
you'd think it was like an Amiga game or some shit. Yeah, let's look.
We played on Classic. We did not play on Unity, but that looks really dated to me.
Yeah.
The iconography and type is so small it would hurt my. It's like playing EVE Online. If you guys play that, like the type is like a spreadsheet.
Tiny. Yeah, tiny.
Tiny. Yeah. It's like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds sucky.
Sorry, you got my attention.
I mean,
he's like,
they're making it look nice, but
like, look at this. They're introducing dynamic line of sight, and Fantasy Grounds has been out for
years.
I don't know what 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah,
it's been out a long time, and they just came out with it like 6 months ago.
Yeah,
the dice is fun though.
The dice are great. That is one thing where the Unity engine is nicer than running it in the web. Is the dice won't make your game chug.
Yeah, Well, Fantasy Grounds is there for people who are interested in checking it out. I believe Fantasy Grounds is on Steam too, isn't it?
Yep.
So you can go check it out on Steam for sure.
Yeah, their little phrase, the prep less, play better or whatever, play more, I think is fair because you could probably, if you are truly lazy and don't want to prep, Fantasy Grounds is probably the least prep.
With all the licensed content, I'm sure it is. You just kind of drag and drop and do what you need to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And even if you compare it to Roll20's licensed content, like if you do Lost Minds of Phandelver on Roll20, you do Lost Minds of Phandelver on Fantasy Grounds. Fantasy Grounds will be much better and have a lot more integrations and automated stuff built into that campaign, whereas Roll20 is just kind of like drag and drop, and they copy the text into HTML, and it's not as nice.
Gotcha.
Give you some tokens, few maps. But
okay, well, let's move on to Tabletop Simulator. Another one I've never played D&D on. I've played, first of all, Tabletop Simulator, just in general. Great program.
Love it.
You can play all kinds of stuff on that thing. Now, are you supposed to? Is it legal? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you there. but it's really, really, really cool. Now for D&D though, let's talk about that in particular. So I just want to make it clear, we don't dislike Tabletop Simulator, but for D&D, not as much, right? So
Well, I mean, I don't know. I could see it being really cool. It's going to be a lot of prep for the DM for sure. But I know there are a lot of like miniature assets. Whether or not they're okay, they're on the workshop. They're on the Steam workshop, and you could grab a bunch of minis, but you're gonna have to manually place everything to build your maps. I know there's some good integrations, and I know you could bring up D&D Beyond on your little virtual tablets.
That's the best.
It seems like that would be cool, and it would probably stream well. But God, the amount of work you'd have to do, you'd just be putting a bunch more load on you as a DM.
Yeah,
I know Eagle,
You'll
one
lose
of the
line of
people
sight.
I know Eagle, one of the people watching, he played that a lot of it on tabletop.
Yeah,
I just feel like the way tabletop interacts like normally just in board games and the amount of placing down you'd have to do for like tiles and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
it just seems very, very difficult, like to me, for you to get like something good on the table, you know what I mean? I guess you
It's
can
almost-
pre-do all your
yeah.
maps, save them all as whatever
Right.
modules or whatever, and then throw them out as you go, but you still got to do that whole process. Us just playing 40K on that thing and making sure everything was set up was rough. You know?
Oof.
True.
And
Yeah, you were gonna show me the rules on this for 40K, and I'm like, I mean, it works, but
yeah, it does.
I don't know.
It's just, and we played a whole game on it, myself and Charlie, and it was okay, but like it's just, you know, every single piece is movable, and
Yeah.
you know, that's how it is. You know, it's just
it kind of makes you want to like it makes you even sadder that you can't do it in person.
right.
Like if you might as well just, you know, like go home and go to bed and then try to see someone in person once COVID's fucking over. You know, like
Right.
we have like virtual, like Foundry is another world. It's more like I was saying, like a video game kind of thing paradigm. This is too much like a longing for reality
Right. Yeah.
when it comes to this. So
Gotcha.
I will say the advantage this has over all the other virtual tabletop systems is the die rolling is much more satisfying because you can drag it and watch it roll, and it might like crash into someone, knock them over. And also when you like kill a monster, it's so much more satisfying to like pick it up and huck it off the table than it is for the DM to click on it and press
Which
delete.
9 times out of 10, you can't even do that in real life, because if you're throwing a real mini, you're breaking it, and people are gonna get pissed.
So that's the advantage of virtual tabletop
There you
in
go.
real
Yeah,
life.
that's the bonus. You can throw that bitch as far as you want. Just
we found it. We found the one thing, boys. We did it.
Flip the whole table.
But yeah, I do think you'd have a lot of work. I mean, you look at this, like this is much more of like an analog, a digital version of the analog experience.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we played Pandemic. What was that, a year ago already? When
the pandemic started.
Yes,
when we
that's
first
right.
went into quarantine, we played Pandemic.
Nice.
Yeah, unironically,
but it was very automated.
Exactly, like they had that all scripted, and
right.
you know,
somebody scripted out.
So
the game.
I can't imagine how much time they've spent doing that. But
there's not scripts here, so you're going to be back to manually tracking
moving
status.
Everything, yeah.
Manually tracking.
HP, let me put that down on this piece of paper that's virtual. Yeah. That's
like
it's rough. Yeah.
If you're going to do VTT, like at least take advantage of the automation of like automatically taking HP off, automatically tracking status effects,
be able
all
to
that stuff.
see our armor. Yeah. So what we'll say is Tabletop Simulator, not for D&D, but definitely buy Tabletop Simulator because it's really good for like board games and stuff. Really
it's
good.
so good.
Yeah. So.
They should have the same rules as like downloading ROMs. Like if you own the board game, you can download and play the VTT.
Oh, that's the only board games I play on Tabletop Simulator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're good.
I don't download any games I don't own.
Yeah,
on virtual tabletop.
I just always get brought back to that commercial where it says, "Would you download a car?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. You
Yes,
wouldn't
I
download
would.
a car.
I would download a
I'm
car.
3D
100%.
printing one right now.
Yeah.
I'm 3D printing a car slowly.
So I will download a game too. Okay, you son of a bitch! Don't tell me how to live my life.
This is
Anyways.
America or something.
And then we have D&D Beyond. Now it's I don't consider it a tabletop system yet. It's not there. There's no tabletop yet. But
Right.
it is. I think that is maybe a goal down the line.
You think so?
Well, they started off with the character sheet, which, just side note here, best in my opinion, the best character sheet you can have online for me.
Yep.
Obviously because they have all the content linked in there, so it's not like you're missing anything.
Oh, yeah.
Also, it makes you realize how badly you cheat on tabletop whenever you try to do things in D&D Beyond, and they're like, why doesn't this work? And then you spend like 3 hours researching it online. You're like, oh, okay, well, I guess you're not supposed to be able to do that. Now, I will say, like, as a DM, sometimes you overrule those things, and that's fine. But I'm just saying that I didn't realize how badly, like, certain things were like, oh, well, now this isn't as OP as I thought it used to be. You know what I mean? Because you're like, oh, I don't think these interact how we thought they were going to. So I will say that for it. But they have the character sheet. They've got the dice in now. They started putting all the dice in. They've had a encounter tracker for a long time. It's still in like alpha or beta now. And then Ian said there was something else new. What was the other new thing?
They have a DM screen.
Oh, they've added a
you can
DM
actually
screen.
keep all your notes and stuff on it.
Nice. Okay.
So I don't know
yeah,
what all that actually entails because I don't pay for the subscription. But hey, that's a thing that exists.
Yeah. So so I think they're gonna get there at some point. They just essentially now, to be honest with you need a table or some sort of tabletop, whether it's just a grid or what, so you can put map and minis on it and you're good. Right? I mean, that's what you're missing. And I think Tarnis, didn't you mention? I mean, if you're going to do Theater of Mind and you got to do it online, you just use D&D Beyond. So
Exactly.
yeah, so it's pretty. It's getting close, I think. I will say, if you're looking for a character sheet, D&D Beyond. Now, the negative with D&D Beyond, I guess we should bring that up. You have to buy all the books. I mean, even if
you do.
If you own all those books, IRL, that doesn't matter. You got to buy them all again on D&D Beyond. I do own all. I own all the. I guess they have different ones. They call them different things. I think I own all the rule books basically. So anything that has a character option, I own that. I do not own
the source book bundle.
Yeah, I don't own.
You would.
I don't own any of the adventures because I really just use it to build my characters, and so I own all the character options, including like the turtle package and all those weird side packages.
Our community actually just did a fundraising drive to get
the bundle,
the source book bundle.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what's nice is once you own that, they do take like 20% off of the rest of your purchases or whatever. But
it's 10%, and then if you get the legendary bundle, it's like 15%.
Okay, yeah. So you save a little bit of money. And unless you get like the full book, because you can just get the I forget what it's called. It's just the version that like makes it all work on the website. It's a little bit cheaper than buying like the actual book, but not by a ton. Not by a ton. Yeah. But having everything hyperlinked in your character sheet is a big win to me as well. It just makes it so much easier for rules and stuff like that. So
you know what I did as a player? I just dug this up. I would make my character sheet and I'd print it out, and I have this printed. And every week I would reprint it and use it physically, and then throw the paper away. So it was a cool way to like keep on printing stuff, and then I'd have a record. Not everyone wants to do that, but it was nice, like how perfect the character sheet is if you're a player.
Yeah, because it prints out nice too.
Yeah, looks great.
Yeah, it's like a PDF you just print out, and it's got the little circles you just mark off. spell slots and stuff. So
Yeah.
That was the other thing. Roll20 wouldn't be able to do at all. The character sheet just wouldn't go to a PDF or a printable format.
Right. If you put it all
I
in
think
there.
it's awesome.
Yeah. First of all,
'Cause
it would go to
you
a
know.
PDF. All you do is you put it on your screen. You say print a PDF. Then you got to print that out. You got to cut it. Okay, so it looks
And
good.
it looks like garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You take a
the
picture
other-
of it with your camera,
yeah,
and then
you
you
just
print
scroll
the
on your
picture.
phone. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. What were we gonna say?
The other really good thing about D&D Beyond is they have that really nice Twitch extension. So if you're streaming and people have their character sheets and they're updating their health and stuff in there, people who are watching your stream can interact with that extension and see what the character's actual health
Stats
is, which
is and,
like which for us is really really good because we have like a heal command. Like people can spend we have like our own currency, so they can do a command to heal the party for X amount of hit points.
Sure.
So many D4. So they want to check people's hit points, and if they're low, they can do that command, and then the party will get healed.
That's really cool.
So-
Yeah, the Twitch extension's nice. Yeah. Well, I mean, you use Twitch to sign into that pitch now, so it's all one big ass company.
Yeah, their Discord bot's really cool too. The Avray.
I haven't
it's
even
pretty
tried to
beefy.
use it, so that sounds cool.
Yeah, I've used it in my private D&D
There was another negative.
adventure.
I was
It's not really
trying
good
to
for stream.
think of, but I can't remember where it was now. Oh, I will say that D&D Beyond search sucks ass. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it
It's
does. It's the
almost
worst.
easier
It's so
to
bad.
Google search it first and then go look up what it is. Because if you like type in certain things in the search, it will look for the dumbest stuff that doesn't even it's not even a rule
It was
or
it's not good.
whatever, you know. And so the search it needs a lot of improvement. So, you would think it'd be easier to find rules in the thing, but sometimes, dude, it's rough. So search
Especially
sucks.
the more books you have.
You have to rebuy the books. The salvation factor for that for me is what we kind of talked about earlier. You do have to do a subscription, of course, but you can share your books with literally all your buddies. Kind of. I think they don't want you to necessarily do that, but you can. As long as you're in the game and they have content sharing on, everybody can use your books. So you can share up to a certain number of games, which is cool. So at least you have that. So that's I'm the guy on that
5
one.
games up to 12 players apiece, I believe.
Yeah. So it's pretty decent. So but anyways,
good.
That's D&D Beyond. That's great for a character sheet, 100% if you need one.
Yep.
So
They've also got great quarantine resources. They're making a bunch of adventures for you right now while everyone's hanging out at their house.
yeah, it's also very easy in D&D Beyond to get your homebrew stuff in and actually use it with the character sheet, which is awesome. It'll
And have it all hyperlinked and everything
correct,
too.
yeah. So it's pretty cool for homebrew as well. They have you can go out there and look at everybody's homebrew. So if you're looking for something, like I had a player who wanted to play a sentient dog for some reason, and I just went out and found one like that somebody had already made, so I didn't have to make one. And there you go. I had a race of sentient dogs, so it's pretty cool. I like that as well. As a bonus. So. The biggest negative to me for D&D Beyond is the cost. Having to buy essentially the books a second time can be expensive, and it's limiting for people who can't afford that. So
Absolutely.
but
I
that's
think
it.
another negative for me is that they sometimes seem like they stumble over themselves with what they do and do not provide. There was a period of time where they were providing Runeterra content, for example, and randomly it just sort of disappeared. Almost like Wizards of the Coast got mad at them for providing Riot Games content or something on their website.
Right.
And it seemed like there was some sort of conversation that happened in the background, but one day it was just gone.
Is there a reason why we're blowing up chat right now? I hate you guys.
We're having secret conversations.
It's
all right?
like we'll have them in a different chat. This is gonna be on the podcast, and all they're gonna hear in the background is doodle doodle. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So I don't know.
Oops.
That's D&D Beyond. I think we talked enough about it. Unless anybody else has some final thoughts.
I like it. It's very polished.
I do too. Yeah.
But then yeah, definitely search sucks. You'd think that they'd have that locked down.
Yeah.
Given
100%.
they own all that content. As a player, you can't find. I couldn't even add a candle. So whatever.
Yeah.
Well, they also had a few problems with the latest book, Tasha's, but that's just a can of worms that
Well, with
nobody really wants.
Yeah, with all the mods to classes, I guess I could see that causing some issues. So,
Yeah.
They just said we're not going to do custom lineage, which I completely get. It's just make a homebrew.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, so that's D&D Beyond. Let's talk a little bit about some assets and where you guys what are y'all's favorite programs for assets for making maps, tokens, whatever, things that you use on the board or in the game, in your virtual space, whether that's tiles or whatever.
Number one, I put down is Token Stamp, which is just an insanely easy, very lazy. I'm going to steal some art asset, put it on a token, and then just save it, and then you just have the token.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, we don't steal anything. But yeah, I got you.
we borrow.
You wouldn't download a token.
I might.
I got a whole 40K.
Yep. Yeah, I've used tokens. I use Token Stamp all the time. So like I drew up custom portraits for all of our players, and I just use Token Stamp to make little tokens for them.
Nice.
It's real handy. Yeah.
Yeah. I might start using this because it looks like I can make. I always just put it in my trusty paint.net and just make a circle and cut that thing out. But this looks like it at least puts an edge on it, so that's nice.
Yep. Yeah, it only works for like if you want the portrait tokens. If you want the top down, you're gonna have to look elsewhere.
Yeah. Cool.
Not only that, you can also change the ring so you can make it a hexagon or square, whatever you want.
Yeah, so
awesome.
it has like all these options here. Yeah, I see that.
Being able to upload a PNG of an image and then give it a background is really nice.
Yeah, and pretty quickly. Like this is pretty fast, so which is nice. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like it. Yeah, I'll definitely probably use this a little bit here and there.
Everyone should make their own and change it to their LinkedIn profile pictures. So,
oh God,
it's that easy.
I don't want that.
It's that professional, also.
Yeah, so professional. Yeah. All right, so that's Token Stamp. That's to use to make tokens, essentially. Let's do about map making softwares, which Tarnus went crazy on over here. Do you actually use all these?
I'm sorry. I don't use all of them. I use Dungeon Draft, and I started out using GIMP, but I own GIMP. I own Campaign Cartographer. I own Dungeon Draft. I own Wonder Draft.
Yeah.
And I've seen Incarnate, but I haven't really played with it. I did play with Dungeon Scrawl. That's a newer one that I've been having a lot of fun with as well.
Let's go down from top to bottom real quick. Incarnate is a map software I have used myself. I've made some world maps with it and some space maps with it, which sounds weird, but I needed them for a game. It's pretty easy to use. I will say that there is a free version and a pro version, and let me see. Yeah, here's the pricing difference. I will say that obviously limitation of only 10 maps for a DM that is running like a lot of games is not very good. You're definitely going to be paying for that. So that will be my one downside to that program. It has a lot of really good assets in it, which are awesome. You can upload your own assets. It has like a cool what do you want to call it? Like ground painting brush. Like it has layers, kind of like a Photoshop would. So you can like paint the ground, paint like tokens on top, and they can be on different layers and stuff, which is nice. Although, you almost have to pay for it to really use it, you know, because I think the free plan you can't put your own like you can't use your own graphics with. You just have to use what they have essentially.
Right.
So
I mean, the other big thing is if you do that pro yearly for $25 a year, you get commercial use. So if you make maps, you can actually sell them.
that's nice.
Or put them
too.
on a page.
Yeah. So that's true. Yeah, you can put them on Patreon and make your money back. That's true. But anyways, it is a good. I do like the software overall. It's nice software. It works well. So and it's all web based, so you're not having to download anything, which is cool. So
Right.
Yeah,
And
that's nice.
the sheer volume of assets they give you with that subscription is really nice too.
yeah, it's really cool. Has anybody else used that before?
I've used it.
A
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. All right, let's move on then. It's easy. Make it fast. What about this dungeon scroll? I've never heard.
Dungeon scroll. So if you go ahead and go to the website, I mean, it's just simple. It's dungeon maps, just making background maps, unlike what you're seeing on the video just earlier, which was I'm going to make a world map. No, it's just a basic creating a dungeon to dive into. It's pretty simple. There's a YouTube video I think on it that it just. When I first heard about it, it was just really easy and really smooth to use.
It's like
there's a dungeon generator.
Cool.
Yeah. And there's like style presets and everything, a clean UI, all that.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I thought there would be a YouTube, but I didn't see one. This thing on the top actually takes you straight into the program. So, yeah, it does look really good for old school stuff. So. 100%. I love the maps that have like the hatch around the edges. When that's done manually by like an artist, it looks so good to me. So that's cool that they have that style, you know, which is pretty neat. Well, that's cool. I might actually use that because that's pretty cool, especially for the con that we do. Since everybody does old school, yeah. We could make some maps using that and probably impress when we didn't do anything except for use a program.
Absolutely.
I'm glad I could introduce you to something. Like I said, it was just I literally just saw it on like Reddit one day and I was like, oh, let's try this out. And it was just smooth and clean and really easy to use.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now the next set isn't this like one guy, Wondercraft Dungeon Craft guy?
Mega Sploot, yeah. It's I think it's one guy. I think he has maybe a few people working for him now. No, Wonder Draft is the world map building.
Yeah.
And then the Dungeon Draft is the dungeon based version of it.
Which for
bulging.
Did you say something about bulging?
Oh, bulging.
Okay.
Walrus.
Walrus. Yeah. Okay.
Bulging is talking about how Dungeon Draft does like just move over and implement straight into Foundry, which with all the walls, all the doors,
that is
and the dynamic lighting just seamlessly.
I need to buy this. I thought I had already bought it.
Cheap.
I don't need to buy it, I guess.
They're both really cheap.
But you know.
I think they're $20 a piece. I want to say they aren't super expensive.
I thought Wonder Draft was a little bit more, and then Dungeon Draft was a little bit cheaper. And again, it's on the I think you have to buy through the Humble Bundle website.
Yeah, you do. But it's just like if Dungeon Draft is light on features, like you can definitely crank out dungeons really quickly. But if you look at Wonder Draft, it also started the same way. It was super light on features, but it has continually got more and more features, and it's just
it looks good.
It's honestly
so
like
good.
really nice to work with. You can whip up something really, really quick. The community's huge. Like if you go to 2-minute tabletop, or I'm trying to think, World Cartography, I think is the other website. There's a lot of people who have made World Cartographer. Yeah, they make assets that you can import into these.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and cartography assets too. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's really big communities that make a bunch of assets for these. So again, this goes into my pluses of you pay once and you have it instead of those subscription models.
Any negatives on Dungeon Craft and Wondercraft? Dungeon Craft just recently came out too, right? Because I was reading about this. Like in the last year?
I've run into some issues. It doesn't save a lot of the, like, I wish it would save, like, I don't like putting shadow on my walls and I have to constantly turn that off every single time. And just there's just some certain things that bug me about it, but I mean, it's in progress. It's still not even a 1.0 release yet.
Right. Yeah, like Wonder Draft, I would say is a dream. Honestly, I can't think of much that I don't like on that. Dungeon Draft is just very much immature software.
Yeah, because
you can certainly
it just came out with it like this last year.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously he has the background of Wondercraft, so it's not like he doesn't know what he's doing. It's just, you know.
Yeah. Spicy says 1.0 came out a couple weeks ago. So
nice. Okay.
Yeah. So it just had its 1.0 release. So it's a sweet babby boy.
Well, and all the maps that they're showing on the trailer look good. So
the integration with Foundry is the big plus.
Yeah, no, that sounds awesome, especially for somebody who wants to use Foundry like me. So I'll be like, yeah.
They made all those maps in the video in Photoshop.
They probably did. Yeah. Well, they made that in Paint.net. Not sponsored.
Oh, right. I stand correct.
Yeah.
Is that the sponsor?
No.
Holy shit.
That would be funny.
That'd be
the big brain play. Just keep saying Paint.net and then actually say it's our sponsor next week. That'd be good.
Yeah, let the algorithm self-fulfill the prophecy. If you need a paint, you gotta get a net. If you need a paint, you gotta get a net.
It's such a good. See, they're gonna have you write the jingle for it, and then
you gotta call Pyro. He's a man of the net.
Because I don't have a cheap software to make music with, but you
may be the most like pro Paint.net person ever. They should hire you. You could be like the My Pillow guy of Paint.net.
That's right. Yeah. I don't know if that's good or bad, but okay.
At this point, it starts off really good.
Right.
So
that's yeah.
all you need.
I need to know when to get out. Basically, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool.
Stop talking.
Okay, so
anyway.
Wondercraft, Dungeon Craft, good. Did we think it was $20? Is that real?
I don't know. I think Dungeon Draft is 20, and I want to say Wonder Draft is 20 or 30. I don't know. You should probably confirm that.
Dungeon Craft is $20.
I don't want to be a liar.
No, Dungeon Craft is $20. Yep. You got it. It does import into Foundry, Roll20, by the way. Now.
Oh, nice.
Works on Apple, Windows, and Linux, so that's also cool. And then Wondercraft, I don't know if it's 20. Let's find out.
Draft, not craft.
Draft, yeah, it's 30. It's a little bit more, but it does boast a lot more features right now.
Yeah, so. Wonder Draft is way more mature, so that makes sense. So if you want to get Dungeon Draft early and cheaper, buy it now, and there will be more and more.
I'm sure it'll be $30 when they're finished with it, but
yep.
Because I was,
but even still, $30 is cheap.
Yeah, I was watching the Wonder Draft one, and like they were putting the rivers, and they automatically like get thicker towards the mountains and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. So, or whatever, vice versa. So that's pretty neat. Those are cool, really good programs. So, we're gonna talk about Campaign Cartographer next. Oh my god, talk about spending money. All of these are. We always have one in our group that's just cost a F ton.
I got it for like, I think I bought a Humble Bundle way back in the day.
Okay, yeah.
And it came with it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I even know about it or have it.
Yeah. Well, I know that my dad at one point had bought all of the things, and I think they used to sell it in a bundle, and they might still. I don't know. Yeah, but here's the value bundle. Here you go. For $620, guys. No problem. For $620, you can get everything that they have. By the way, that's saving 49%. Normally, that would be $1,225. FY.
What is this, Star Citizen?
Yeah.
I wonder, like, is it? It doesn't look like it's. I wonder how many assets that includes, because art is expensive.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's why it's so expensive. But even like how much is just Campaign Cartographer by itself?
Just Campaign Cartographer by itself is $22.45 by itself.
Okay.
So a lot of the symbol sets and stuff look like they're $25. And then you have like Dungeon Designer, which is specifically for dungeons, $40. City Designers specifically for cities, $40. All those ones are $40. So it was, it also has a pretty steep learning curve. I agree. And Definite was mentioning that it's tough to learn. So,
Yep. It also looks old.
Hey,
this is not a mobile friendly website.
Like it's kind of like the Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah,
it's expensive and the UI is hot garbage.
3 has been out a long time. Like I feel like it's been out at least 10 years now. To be honest,
Boomerware. Yes,
we're
Caleb.
bringing into the Boomerware. Yeah, so like look at these maps. Like when we just saw Wonder Draft.
Interesting.
Okay, because I didn't want to call it Craft. I want to make sure I get it right. But look at this map. I mean, it looks like it's, to be honest with you, okay, the guy who uses paint.net. Looks like it was made with Microsoft Paint. Okay? Like I could do this in Microsoft Paint. I'm pretty certain.
It's a little it fits their the style of their website if you visit their website. Like it has that same, so props to like, brand cohesion, I would say.
But the thing is like I've played with this because I also got it in a Humble Bundle. It takes far more work to get these like not as good maps as the Wonder Draft. You can whip them up really, really quick.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's what it suffers from. It was a program that came out, I want to say, at least 10 years ago, to be honest with you. And they just keep building on that program, which no longer is innovative or really,
what up, Kovic?
Really all that useful anymore. But that's how it goes, It's, hey, you sell it until nobody buys it anymore, I guess. So there you go.
Yeah. It was released on June 2006, so it's 14 years old.
There you go.
Or 15 years old.
I knew it was old.
Ooh,
so
that's when I was born.
Oh, don't lie. Get out of here.
What? Come on.
So we're saying stay away from campaign cartographer probably, but hey, you might
unless you get money to burn.
Yeah.
If you're a masochist,
like that
it's probably
2006 aesthetic.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, Kovic's in the chat. Wow. Okay.
What up, Kovic?
Hey, what's happening?
Wow.
I followed him today on the boarding school account. So what up, dude?
Nice.
He was live on your channel when I was like, when are they gonna do the stream on Twitch? And then I realized we're on YouTube tonight. But out of that, Kovic got a follow. So
boom. There you go. See, I'm still promoting you, Kovic, even though
that's right.
I don't do
it's in the
Twitch
ether.
Anymore. Yeah. So the last one we got is GIMP.
This
or
is
Photoshop,
just because this is just because I am a bit of a sadist? So I like the pain. Yeah. When I first learned how to make my own maps, I went to this website and it's like, oh yeah, just do 70 pixel by 70 pixels. I was like, okay, let's just start making maps. And then I just made this horrible monstrosity that is Undermountain. And it took me forever just to learn that. And I just hated myself after finding Dungeon Draft and being able to whip it up 3 times as fast.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. Like GIMP is useful. It's a very good program. This is kind of like the tabletop simulator for me. Like I would recommend GIMP to people who want to use it for other things.
I use it for my whole entire stream.
There you go. See, so Rapunzel makes very good stuff. If you go look at his stream sometime, you can see his logo and all his sub badges and everything in GIMP, right? So yeah. So it's very useful, but I don't think it's so good for tabletop stuff. At least for me.
Well, I gave you the link and it tells you how to make the maps, but yeah, it's just awful. I'm not gonna lie. I put it there because I had to suffer and learn from there.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so
suffering leads to enlightenment. So I think you're on the right path.
I would actually argue GIMP has a place in your workflow with map building.
Yeah.
Like do it in Dungeon Draft or do it in one of those easy map making sites, but then bring it into GIMP or bring it into Photoshop and then
Like
enhance it with the things
Gotcha.
that you can't do in those map builders.
Gotcha. Just add
That
those.
that's all still beyond me. I can draw lines,
Yeah.
and that's about it in GIMP.
I was gonna say you're talking to a guy who's paint.net, okay? www.paint.net.com. I don't know what the website is. Don't go there. I don't. That's probably fake.
But
promo code Pyro.
Yeah,
and you get
code
10% off.
Pyro. Not sponsored. No ads.
And they send you money, basically.
Yeah. If you want to give your map that je ne sais quoi, you can pull it out of those, drop them in GIMP, and touch them up, make them beautiful. Make people
chef's
want to
kiss.
them. Yeah,
The chef's kiss.
Little chef's kiss.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that little extra 5% of razzmatazz can really make a difference for players and
Razzmatazz.
viewers. Yeah,
I like that word.
All
It's a
right.
good word.
razzle dazzle.
All right, let's move on so that we can get out of here. Assets. One last asset maker that we didn't put on the list. Paint.net. Get Paint. It's www.getpaint.net.
Oh, fucking troll.
Okay,
that's
sorry,
sponsor
sorry.
for tonight.
Sponsor.
First, you
Paint.net.
say you're trying to make us leave the chat, and then you shill us again with this program that you probably programmed. Let's be
Right?
honest.
I'm just trying to get money now. It's just like donate. Hey, it's a free program. You don't have to spend any money. Okay. All right. The end.
Okay.
Besides making your own assets, just quickly, we'll talk about this real quick. Besides making your own assets, where do you go to find assets that you may not necessarily want to make yourself? You see what I'm saying? Because we do have some on here, so I'm just a question. What do you guys use?
I use a lot of 2-minute tabletop. There's a lot of free stuff in there, assets, maps. There's also if there is some paid content, but it's like $1. I've actually bought some content on there. I use DM's Guild a lot because there's a bunch of good adventures as well as maps on there. And I've used the subreddit battle maps. If I'm feeling like real lazy and I'm struggling to figure out like what am I gonna do next session, I'll just find a cool battle map on that subreddit, and I'll build the adventure for that session around that battle map. Because I'm like, oh, this is really cool. I need to figure out a reason to use it.
Right. Yeah.
And then that kind of
that's how your
inspires
story
me
does
what
it.
to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
But yeah, you can see there's like a little desert tomb for it's free. Winding desert. A lot of them are like pay what you want kind of thing.
Sure.
There's some tokens in there as well. But there's a ton of dungeon draft and a ton of wonder draft assets as well on here.
Very cool.
And there's like really good content. Like the sea monster, I use that a lot because we have a seafaring campaign.
Oh yeah, they have whole token sets for like Wondercraft and Dungeon Craft, so that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like if you want to make a mansion, there's that 124 mansion tokens for free.
Nice.
And it's great.
And those are all made in Paint.net. I'm just kidding. We're done.
yeah. But
anything
yeah,
else?
this is a really good site.
Is this Callan? Is this what we used when I was quote helping you do the chipmunk or squirrel boat
Yes.
thing?
Yeah,
Yes.
when we brought in the evil squirrels that rip people's heads off, yeah,
Mm.
we use this stuff.
Interesting.
Really good stuff on there.
Called a timbrel, one of my favorite monsters.
Okay. Any other ones you guys use?
By the way, Pyro, I gave you a link for the clip of just the old GIMP map that I suffered through, and then the dungeon draft map on top of it.
Where'd you put it?
It's in our Discord chat.
If I switch to that's hidden so I can see all y'all's beautiful faces, it will literally destroy the stream.
All right, give me 1 second.
So there is something I don't have
put it in
I
the
just thought of it.
podcast doc, and I can get it.
I'm gonna see if it's in my office. You have an asset that I use in my DM, not that it happens very often, but also it's not online. It's a physical thing. But it's one of the guys that goes to our convention, David. Chris Hastings, is it?
Hastings is the
Or,
tall guy.
yeah, with the beard
Yeah.
and the balding head.
Okay, yeah.
And he runs the really cool. Okay, so he has a company. I forgot what his company's called, but they make these little cards for 5e. They make decks of cards that basically like let you like spontaneously do engagements and stuff like that, like if they're traveling down the road. And basically like the decks of cards are for each region that you could be in, and you just pull the card and then it gives you like the CR level of
like
what your
snow
party is,
region, for example, and it'll like
right,
have monsters that are in
or
the
swamp,
yeah,
or cat bones. Yeah. And so you basically just pull off the deck of the card, and it tells you like if it's CR this or this, it's this many of these things, then what page in the handbook it's in.
nice, yeah.
Those, and he has the spell cards, and he has like equipment cards and stuff too. So I have like I think I have like a half dozen of those decks for the cards and stuff, or for
Nice,
the
yeah.
monsters at least. So it's super handy. I cannot think. I will try to find his company name while we move to the next thing.
Yeah, I definitely
And I'll
use I use those, but not so much on remote. But I have those type of cards as well for when I play an actual game. You know.
Right.
So.
Right.
Okay.
I can't remember that guy's name.
You're close. It's like
Chris something.
Chris, I think online he's Christopher though. If you're looking on like Facebook.
Oh yeah, you might be right.
Okay. Cool. Where's this thing
yeah,
you're showing me? Oh, this 1056 one. Is this
I just put it on here.
Nord
It says
Games.
here.
Okay.
Let me see if this is it. Is it a clip?
It's right next to GIMP. It's right next to GIMP. Yeah, it's a clip.
Okay, yeah. Got it. Oh my god, yeah, this is your. Hold on a second, I gotta pause this. This is your Undermountain, which you've worked on tirelessly for like 3 years, right? So.
Is this
But,
your
yeah,
Sistine Chapel of a
Yes,
project?
pretty
Let
much.
me
Pretty
see if
much.
I can
It's
get this to fit a little.
Oh my
better.
god.
That is that is the whole
man.
Undermountain map right there. Almost.
that's
right?
that. No. That is level 1 of
Yeah.
23.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Holy crap. Does that crash your VTT?
So I have to do what I call a chunk-based system.
Mhm.
We did one entire map, but I hadn't populated with the monsters yet, and it was just way too laggy. So
Cool. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the chunk-based system for it to work.
I need to show you there's a multi-level module for Foundry that will auto teleport people when they
Ooh.
hit on a certain spot. So you could probably use that to
That's what
navigate through
Tarnish
your
needs
floor.
right
That I've been wondering where that is. Somebody, the person who sold me to get Foundry is like, yeah, you should look into this, but never told me where any of this was.
Right. Cool. Well, y'all get together later and talk about that for sure. So.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go back down. We're gonna do a little bit on the technical side real quick. I'm kind of interested. I'll tell you how I do mine. It's the same way I do the podcast. But capturing player views, capturing player audio, video cameras, and all that stuff. That's kind of that back end stuff. And I know Rapunzel can chime in on this because he's
back in.
He's done
Boys,
some
he's
stuff.
back in.
He's done some stuff with this as well. So let's start off just real quick. We'll do the last kind of D&D thing because the audio, sound, and video is kind of just in general group streaming, right? But capturing player views on like especially as a DM, how do you get your player view? And Kat, you kind of answered this earlier, I think, with the Foundry, but I'm not sure 100%.
Mhm.
So how do you get your player view as opposed to a GM view? You know, like what do you show your audience, first of all? Do you ever show the GM view?
No, I never show the GM view.
Okay, and
I have far too much information.
Gotcha.
I'm always I always am the GM view, but I usually switch to, because I was using Roll20 up until a while ago.
Sure.
I would just use Control L to see what they can see in the pitch black
Gotcha.
darkness.
Okay. Now, how do you capture player view, Kat?
There's a module called I can't remember, but there's a module in Foundry that basically gives you, it's called like player table view, I think. And what it is Pete actually is the person who
I'm
does the video on our stream.
I'm the eyeballs.
I got you.
And I have an account that I've set up for him, and it has access to all of the players as if it's his own. So when I show the map view, it always just shows only what the players can see. And then I have my own view, which is the GM, and I can see everything.
How do you capture that and show it on the stream?
I'll let you talk.
Is this a me question?
That is.
I mean, I'm basically I'm logging in my role. I guess I'm technically like a character in the game, and my name is Observer. So I just grab that view in Chrome. So I have Chrome open only for Foundry, and then I use Firefox for all my other stuff. So like even right now, I've got Chrome running, some notes and stuff, and then I've got Discord up with the cameras, and then I have a second instance of Discord up to do chat and stuff, so I don't mess up the cameras. But yeah, I just straight up stream Foundry in a tab of Chrome, so the viewers
you do
can
the physical
only see.
streaming. Cat does not do
Yeah.
any of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so that's a new
I
thing
used
with.
to.
Yeah.
He used to do all that stuff, and it was. I mean, I can only project, but it sounds like a hellscape.
Yeah, trying to manage players like in a D&D game, and then also switch
Yeah.
scenes and keep up with chat. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and you know, you guys know some of our other players, like they get rowdy, and like we're not.
they do.
We don't RP like all the time. So there's like, hey, what's my hit points, like shit like that, and
Yeah.
like he's got to go in and do it. So I've taken over all the tasks of like I run the stream from OBS.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm the eyes on Twitch. So
It's made it really easy on me because then because I really struggle because I used to do the view for what, like 2 years, I guess. And God, it was a maelstrom of chaos.
well, your
trying
internet's
to listen
also
to-
garbage. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, my internet will drop. I'm supposed to have gigabit, but like I had to simultaneously listen to what players wanted to do, have in my head what I wanted to do next, be ready to improv based on whatever dumb shit they came up with.
Yeah.
And then also make sure I'm showing the view and the map, which I had 2 maps up, my GM view and my regular one, and make
Right.
sure the map was on the camera.
Okay.
So passing it off to Pete made it much easier to wrangle my players because they're you never know what they're gonna do. 1 second they might be rescuing a woman, the next second they might be like pissing on a goblin in a pit. It's a total toss up.
Yeah.
But
Depends on how many beers they've had too, I'm sure. So
that's
Yes.
no joke.
That's that's the problem. Depending on how many subs we've had that night will affect how many beers they've drank. And
yeah, that is our
how many
rule, house
donuts,
rule.
Yeah.
Every sub, there's a chug. Every inspiration, like with money spent, is a chug.
Yeah.
which I'm
So-
pretty sure is against Twitch terms of
I'm
service, but
sure
we won't
It's
say anything.
fine.
We're
We're
on
on YouTube today. You can say what you want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo!
Okay, so let's real quick, a little more back end, and bro, if you want to chime in now, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned it a little bit, Lime, about capturing cams. So it sounds like you do what I do, which is just pull straight off Discord. But what about you, Bropunzel? Because don't you do it a little differently?
So doing what now?
Capturing cams, other people's cams.
Yeah, so we used a program called Media Looks, and it is NDI basically over public IP. You set up your own custom password and you retransmit the broadcast like you would NDI on your local LAN. You know, that's how I run my stream with my dual PC setup, and it really brings a lot of people together in a faster way than. I mean, we're getting a lot now. It's starting to come out where Discord and stuff like that allows you to, you know, pull up cams and stuff. So it's a lot easier. But when we first started doing this, there was nothing, you know. We had NDI, and how I found these guys, Media Looks, was actually looking how newscasters broadcast their feeds from on site. And
Okay.
this was the company on how I found it.
Nice.
So.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
the big boy stuff going on.
Yeah, dude, send me a link after this.
I got
of-
you.
Yeah, he's
I
got-
a whole tutorial
Oh
video.
boy,
He's got a good tutorial too for setting up NDI between 2 LAN machines, like,
that's so cool.
which is what I'm supposed to do with my stream and just haven't done it yet.
That's actually that's the Media Looks tutorial, but
Yeah.
you can take the NDI side of it away from it and just do it local too.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That makes way more sense with non-tabletop games. Like
Yeah.
when you need to see what they're seeing, and we
Well, that's
haven't
what-
really got there yet. So
yeah, well, that's what I ran for the past 3 years before I turned into Bropunzel. Was a 4-man Twitch stream with four total game views and cams at the same time, and that's what we.
And it looked good. Like it wasn't. There was no like lag or anything, so it works well. It's a good setup. But
yeah. All right, that gets me hot in the loins. Nothing like optical cabling and stuff.
Does everybody just use voice chat audio and just pick it up from voice chat?
Yeah, we just use Discord for our cameras and stuff.
Yeah, we one. I don't know if it's not even a life hack or anything, but if you can, definitely get like server boost for your channel because you'll get higher bit rate.
Yes,
so
yep, bit rate.
Yeah,
it's better all around.
Ours isn't bad, but it's not the highest. I think ours is like level 1 or something. But yeah, but the bit rate does make a lot of difference for sure. Oh my god,
he's back.
Okay, we're good. As long as it doesn't.
Speaking of problems.
Yeah. This is the problem with Discord right here. Anyways, okay, cool. Well, I just was curious because as long as I've done it for like podcasts, for example, I've just used Discord, and sometimes we have the bigger issue for me is like you're kind of saying quality. Sometimes Discord can get grainy. Sometimes somebody sounds like a robot for half the time, and you're like, why? I just, for other people out there as well, not just myself, but it's like, how do you capture that kind of stuff? So
you have to have the players or whoever you're playing with, ideal in like the perfect world, they have to have, a no latency audio interface. They have to have great microphones and you get it, but it's not realistic. Like you'll play with somebody who's literally playing out of a potato, computer, camera, microphone, their own cute. They look like a potato in real life. Like it's potatoes everywhere, and you can't control that. So Discord's like a good blanketed
just kind of gets
thing.
everybody in.
Just live with it, man.
Yeah. Somebody's using their laptop from like 2011, and they just use the cam that's on it, and the mic that's on the laptop too, and it just sounds like there's an ocean in the background. Yeah.
What's the so like you've got the MySpace angle, remember, like taking a photo from the top, but then you'll get the people like the reverse where you just see like their 8 chins.
Yeah,
like,
nice.
Is there a name for that?
That's good.
Yes.
Like there's no angle set up.
I personally like the new angle that Pyro's introducing to the stream, which is the from behind.
Oh yeah, you want to see my?
You want
to see my behind the scenes?
Why do these all sound like sex positions?
I love that. That feels like very Kerbal Space Program.
Like this. I like doing this when I'm just kind of BRB or we're looking for a match in Tarkov or whatever. Yeah,
this is
like
cool.
No, I like the angle.
Oh man,
the problem with that view is the other day I was. It's legitimate, okay. First of all, before I say anything, I'm listening to music on YouTube, and it's just a giant ass picture of this chick, right? I can't help what they put on there. Those sons of bitches. And then I'm BRB, and they're like, "Hey, what you watching over there?" I was like, "I'm listening to music. You can hear it." It's not like there's movement on the screen. It's just a picture. Anyways, so I have to be careful when I switch to behind the scenes to see what's on my screen first. But anyways,
it's cool though. I agree.
Tarnis, you
no,
son
he's
of a
saying
bitch.
he's saying you can't see him. Can
I mean I
like
can't.
The stream's
see him,
not seeing,
but that's fine.
That's weird. We can all see him.
Oh, y'all can see him right now.
Yeah, we can see him.
I can't see him. Well, that's fine.
So
with
for
me.
the podcast listeners, we can't
throwing
see him
up
at all.
Thumbs up, I think.
Oh, I see. I can see him whenever I do this, which really f's the podcast, and now I don't know how to fix that.
Oh,
there we go. We're good now. I fixed it.
So the iTunes crowd, Pyro literally flipped his table and all of his monitors fell. But out of the wreckage, a tiny glimpse of Tarnis was seen.
Yeah. So yeah, for the iTunes, Spotify guys, we couldn't see Tarnis, and it was frustrating. All right, cool. Well, DM note software. I think Tarnis threw this in here for the DMs who are interested. Tarnis, what do you use, by the way, yourself for DM?
I use Legend Keeper. Legend Keeper is a wiki slash atlas at the same time. And what's nice about it is I uploaded a picture of the map, and I can drop pins on the map. So, like, this is room 27G. You click on the pin, and you can pull up all the notes. Like, it's like, okay, this is what you read to the people. This is the monsters you have in there, everything. And you can have, you can literally load map on top of map on top of map from it. From the system that I found, I just like stumbled upon it. It works really well with my dungeon crawl. The what is it for? I mean, it's just great for little notes. It's like, oh, you've been to this town, and you've been to Waterdeep, and this is what happened, and you can make a bunch of different wiki pages just for that.
That's cool. Yeah, so it's like has a built-in wiki and stuff. It's kind of like World Angels has a wiki as well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I don't use any software.
That's sweet.
I use like if I'm running Roll20, I just have all my crap in there. I don't know about
Which you do very well, by the way.
Yeah, I don't.
For the games that I've been in, like you're really, really spot on with getting it all like working and functioning and getting our stats and stuff like integrated. I like it.
Well, yeah, and then like all my notes, I'll put all those in separate and then show them to players as stuff happens. Can you do all that stuff in Foundry as well?
Yeah, you can. That's how I keep all my notes.
Okay.
Is in Foundry.
That's what I was wondering.
I put them on the map, and you can put like the little icons that you click, and it opens up the notes on the page.
Awesome. Yeah.
It leaves some to be desired, but it's good enough for me.
Oh, and also Legend Keeper has a module for Foundry. So
oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, nice.
So you're going to be able to import.
There you
go.
go.
Be good. Yeah.
Yep. The one other thing, the main reason why I'm doing the Legend Keeper is I'm trying to put all the information on there, all the rooms, so another DM can just be like, here you go. Here you go. I want somebody else to run this. Try this out.
Very cool.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Nice. All right, cool. I think that's going to wrap it up. Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about on the subject?
I don't think so. I hate keeping like shitting on our channel players and stuff, but I think something like that would be awesome because there's always like, who's this character? And like they don't
make good notes. Yeah, I got you.
There are no notes.
They don't make any notes.
No notes. No one knows
sheet,
names.
Yeah, my character sheet. Now I only play the game, and we only play once a month, so I'll say that as a disclaimer. But my character, anytime we meet somebody specific, I write that in my character sheet. I put like how we met them, just so I know.
That's right.
You know, and I feel like that's the best way.
That's what I usually do.
A seminar for our players,
right? Teach them a little
TED
something.
Talk.
All right, so I'm just curious. So you guys run a campaign? Like, how many campaigns do you guys run?
This is our fourth one, right?
All right,
I'm
this is season 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they only run one. They just do it like seasons. So they.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just one campaign.
Yeah. Yeah. I run one for work, but it's like really light. It's not. I don't put nearly as much effort into it.
Sure.
As I do for stream.
All right, I know. I was just curious because, like I said, I think mine's more of a unique. Just run the same boring thing over and over and over again. Been doing the same thing for 16 years. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's pretty sweet, though.
Well, it still makes it.
I bet every
unique.
time you get better.
Yeah, and it also makes you unique because you're playing with different people. So.
Well, not only that, it's a living dungeon. So, say I ran this entire group through. If they died in the dungeon, those bodies are in that room forever, unless it's like unless it's like on the main highway, which they'll probably get looted by different adventurers. But the next group, I literally just grab people off the internet and say, "Okay, let's run this dungeon again," and then we just go back down.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
He ran that for us during our 48-hour stream, like 3-4 years ago now. I think 4 years.
Almost 4 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, and unfortunately, first of all, hindsight's 2020. Don't run D&D at the end of a 48-hour stream. By the way, but also, what was cool is like we some of us survived, and so like we were in the dungeon. I don't know if we're dead now, but like you said, it was a living dungeon. We didn't make it out of the dungeon, and like I think he had rolled up an orc group for us, if I'm not mistaken. And so since
you guys were all orcs.
since we were orcs and we survived, we were now like part of the dungeon. So somebody could come across us and have to fight us, or whatever. So, anyways,
and they're just a random encounter on a D like 500 or whatever.
So it's neat. It's like if you did play, it's pretty cool. It's like, oh, my guys could still be in there doing something. So, or they got murdered by I don't know, something crazy. So.
Yeah, it's like the Grand Canyon stratification of stories from parties past.
Yeah,
there's something like poetic about that.
True.
I love it.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, cool. Well, let's go through some gaming news. I won't take too much time because we're already over 2 hours. So, real quick. Games Done Quick happened over the last month, which I love watching speedruns. Yet another hobby I would love to do, but don't have time. So there you go. Actually, that might be one where I do have time, right? No, you gotta learn those, to be good at them. So I don't have time to.
Depends on the game.
I do like Ian's note, Davigi's note about Sekiro: The Shadows Die Twice run completed in 22 minutes. So
fucking insane.
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's real.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to see that run. I'd like to go see it. I wish that we had a link.
It was a race too, so they had two people racing against it, playing it at the same time to see. Like,
I just want to see what kind of skips they do and stuff.
You can go through the wall and swim through the universe.
Wow, that's. I just love the thing. That's why I like speedrunning. Is just because
it's like the way to find the best
Fuck,
glitches,
man. We always talk about we're going to put that in the deal. Let me put it on the list now before I forget, because we still have a couple of free months.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm on top of it.
Speedrunning.
I already put that there like weeks ago.
Oh, you put it in the idea one for the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, because we literally the last other 2 seasons we've done, we're like, we should do a speed
always
run.
talked about it.
We should do a speed running, and we still haven't done it. And I know some people who do the speed runs that we could get in here, so we need to do that. So, all right, cool. Well, that's cool. I love Games Done Quick. It's also all charity, which is great. Like all the donos go to charity, so that's really cool.
That's super cool.
Okay. The other thing I had on here was Epic buying that shopping mall to convert to their global HQ. What else are you gonna do with shopping malls these days? Anybody?
Dude,
Go ahead.
I didn't realize how I forgot how big Epic Games was and how long they've been around. Like I knew how big they were, right? But I forgot how long they were around because I definitely was in the other Discord and I was like, who the fuck just goes and buys a shopping mall when you only have 2 successful games? And then everyone's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, all they have is Fortnite, right? And they're like, no. And I googled, I was like, oh shit, yeah, they have a lot of good games. They have a lot of good games. I was like, oops, my bad. And then someone was like, you realize they have a game engine, right? And I was like, oh shit, you right.
Like the most popular game.
Right.
I was like, yeah, I completely forgot about all of that.
When I was in I won't say the old town I lived in, they the nearby college bought the shopping mall, turned it into dormitories.
Oh,
nice. That's a good
which is
use
kind of
for it.
cool to say.
Actually,
I lived in a mall.
Nice, yeah. So they bought the mall. I think it's in North Carolina or something. And
did you see the reason why they bought the mall?
Whoops, that's where I lived.
Did you read behind the reasoning they bought the mall?
No, why? What
So
was
basically, it was we wanted this much square footage, but we couldn't find it. So instead, we got double the square footage.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Probably for the same price, to be honest with you. Because the thing is, those malls, man, a lot of them are useless these days. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Like the one near us, they got bulldozed and turned into a parking lot.
Yeah. It's one of those things, man. It's not a lot of
paved
people are
paradise
going to that anymore. Yeah, so
it's just where all the boomers go to do their power walking.
That's
I bet
right.
the boardroom is in the old GameStop probably.
Yeah, there you
Just
go.
to put a pin in it.
I mean, as a
Or the
person
Apple
from
Store.
Minnesota, as a person from Minnesota, we got the Mall of America, which is dear God.
Right.
That mall was
awesome. I've been there
that mall
twice.
was
It's
not a
amazing.
paradise. I agree, Charlie.
That will be
was
your
amazing.
house, Tarnus, in 10 years, I bet.
There you
You
go.
will live in the Mall of America.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have the roller coaster. Just like yeah, that's how I get.
The big pretzel.
Yeah, 100%. So this is a little bit older news now, but the guy who cosplayed the South Park guy in World of Warcraft, you remember that guy?
Yeah.
He
No
passed
Life guy?
away
No
from
Life?
coronavirus,
yeah.
which sucks.
Oh yeah, I had to look him up.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I have a picture real quick. I could show you.
Yeah, he's
For
the,
some
Well,
reason,
if you click on the doc,
you can
thing
find
pulls
that
up.
video.
For some reason, well, yeah, but for some reason, the doc I put in there fucking making me turn shit off. I don't want to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he won the year he did it, didn't he?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think he won the which was sad because that was the year they had like one of the best looking like Sylvanuses and shit. Like they had some really good people there.
Put in the dog here.
Dude just fucking glued down a case to a computer and some
Here's
wraps
the
of M&Ms
YouTube
on
of
there.
it, real quick.
It's so
That's
good.
not him, but he'll be up in a second. Just in case you didn't know, that wasn't him. There he is. It's so cool. It's like really accurate.
And had the colored shirt perfect. Even did the
the lean, the little lean at the end. Yeah.
the crumb wipe away.
That was such a good one. So there it is. There's the wipe away. Yeah. Anyways, that's the guy, and he got, you know, it's just sad to see. He's another corona. I mean, we've lost what 400,000 people now. So
Yeah.
it's
My
depressing
favorite
more than
musician died of COVID as
anything.
well.
Wait, who is this?
Who did?
My favorite musician. His name's Harold Budd. He was 80 years old. He's like an ambient piano artist, so
Nice,
Very cool.
nice.
no judgment, but god damn it. It's like I don't have direct family that has I've got people who've got it. Shout out to
I
a
had it
Jedi
last
and
week.
Oh, you had it? Well,
I had it
you
last
lived,
week,
so
yeah. No, I
What
was
if-
asymptomatic. I had literally no issues.
what if you actually died and this is a dream?
Ooh,
Holy
I'm
shit.
down. I'm
Oh,
down.
man.
This isn't this kind
Okay
of
with
podcast. We're not talking about this right now.
I don't know.
Oh,
First off, you Jiggly, you're fucked up that you're dreaming about me of all
that's
things.
Yeah,
that's the
right?
best
Yeah.
part.
I don't know why Tarns is my dreams, but
Yeah.
okay.
It's all the most favorite people in your life are here.
Right.
Yeah, it's not great.
Well, the other news was that that third-party company put out black PS4s or PS5s, sorry, and I thought it was unique because Sony shut down the people just trying to put the what do you call it? They were just making like side panels for them, and they shut them down, but they didn't shut this company down. Although, turns out since we put this up here, yeah, like decals basically. They ended up canceling. This other company ended up canceling their orders as well. Anyway, so no black PS5s. At first we thought black PS5s. Now there's no PS5s again.
How were they like? What was their marketing scene? They were just buying PS5s and then
Yeah,
reskinning
and then
them.
they were
Like
yeah,
interesting.
basically.
Okay.
And they are only gonna have like 300 or something like
Yeah,
that.
limited edition.
But they
Yeah.
got so many threats that they were just like, okay, we're not gonna do this. Like death threats, not like threats from Sony to shut down. Like people were like,
some 14-year-old mauling in this
Yeah,
room,
because
fucking
they're not gonna
backwards
get one.
their info. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Wow.
fucking kill you if you don't give me that PS5.
I want to know what these credible threats to their safety were.
Yeah, so-
I'll find you.
And who threatened someone for like, don't you dare make that white PS5 black?
Yeah,
I think
Get
it was
outta
more
here.
so the
I got a
cost. They
bomb.
were probably threatening over the cost. of
yeah,
it.
because it wasn't double the cost, but like for example, I had the prices in here somewhere.
I mean, it's
thought.
extra like $300.
Yeah, like
It was $650 for them.
just for someone to take it apart and put new hardware
it was
on it.
$650
or new, like,
for
covering.
the $400, media list one, and then it was $750 for the $500 one for the disc. So
Dude, I bet that
150%.
Sony's legal team, after the hack where the Seth Rogen movie with Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
They probably beefed that up so hard, and they're like litigious all over the place.
True.
They have to be.
The Interview is the movie.
Shadow
The Interview.
Warriors. The Interview. That's right. Yeah.
As of the date and time of this podcast, Adobe Flash has gone into the night. Gone.
Rip.
End of an era there, a big era.
I built so many websites with that.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my
dude.
god.
Yeah.
How to be old again on the internet.
Yeah.
All that action script training down the
I
drain.
miss cool math games, dude. I miss cool math games.
Yeah, man.
There's just a lot of things that was used by Flash, you know. So it's just
It
that's
built
a big
the
one.
early.
It
the
honestly
early
built the internet. Yeah,
It did,
100%.
yeah.
That and Java. I mean,
What's Newgrounds gonna do now?
nothing.
They
they're
ported
gonna
all
go
their
next
stuff
to
to an
Born.
emulator, didn't they? There's an emulator that they're porting all of their or Albino Black Sheep or one of those companies' websites are they're moving all their stuff to a Flash emulator so you can still play it.
They've ported all their stuff to Flash emulators and the things like they also had a bunch of games that are also made on HTML5 that also didn't need to be ported or anything because it's not Flash.
They actually worked.
Sure. Yeah, it's still
Nintendo
good to
buys Luigi Mansion 3 maker. So is that now considered first party? I don't think it is, but you know.
I think it is, isn't it?
I don't understand how that works, you know, when they buy, because some companies like buy them and then keep them running, right? But since
And then some companies operate like EA.
Yeah, since technically it's Nintendo, is that first party now? I don't know. That's a question we'd have to ask somebody in the industry because I have no clue. But I don't know how interesting that is.
Our special guest is someone from the industry.
Yeah, some guy.
I do know they made the game very well because my fiance loved it. So
it's a good game.
There you go.
They made it very well.
I never played any of Luigi Mansion.
I did. Rachel owned it for GameCube.
Did she?
I played it a lot.
I played the 3DS one. I still have it.
That one was
great.
pretty decent. Yeah,
it's good.
Minecraft Earth. I know everybody was playing that. That's closing down in June. Big surprise into anyone?
Dude, they couldn't hang with Pokemon Go. I think they wanted to get into that.
I mean, to be honest with you, if I'm going to play one of the two, it's going to be Pokemon Go.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
exactly.
100%. Now, maybe if you, I don't know, dude. I still think Pokemon.
I don't know how you make that like wanting to like for people to want to play it. Like, I just don't know what would make someone want to go out and play Minecraft in the real world.
It's an isometric third-person view of a game that's first person. Like, yeah,
it's weird. I don't know how you like sell that.
Yeah,
they're like, we have the IP now. So
clearly you don't. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't work. That's why it's down.
You're like, the Minecraft name will sell itself. Don't worry.
Yeah, what are they doing?
I don't know, dude.
Wow, that video, that lady.
She's really excited, dude.
She just learned English for the first time. I've seen this video. Like, the excitement is off the rails, and that's a Minecraft joke. But there it is. That's all we have to say about that.
So in actual bigger news, we'll talk about the ban of PogChamp. Does anybody know this story?
In bigger news.
Does anybody know this story?
Yeah, I know it.
Okay, yeah. So
I think you should recap it.
Well, I mean, so essentially, the
did a no
person who PogChamp is based off of, basically, was condemning violence essentially when when that whole mess took place at the Capitol this year. He decided to say, "Yeah, let's do some more violence." That's a simple way to say that. And so Twitch said, "You know what? We don't need your face on our platform anymore." So I will say there are a lot of problems with Twitch, which we won't talk about right now. But at least they got one thing I think right, which was that. So
nice.
My question to you is: have you been keeping up with all the ones they've been doing?
I saw the two ridiculous ones that everybody hated, and they didn't even last 24 hours.
Yeah. So I'm not quite sure the replacement ones have been so good, but
they're getting hit too with that. Yeah.
Like one guy was Oh, I'm sorry. One person was harassed so much that they stopped streaming for a while just because of what
They
happened.
got put on as one of the PogChamps.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. So.
So didn't even probably talk with them at all, and just like, yeah, we're just gonna put your face up on there.
Yeah.
I know that on the release of PoE Day, it was Kriparian, which is like a lot of people know him for PoE for some reason. I don't know why, because he's a Hearthstone streamer, but whatever. But yeah, on the day, like on the release day of PoE, he was the face.
Huh.
I know. So a lot of people have been using Komodo hype instead of PogChamp, and one days they just made Komodo hype the PogChamp. So if you put in PogChamp, it was literally just Komodo hype part 2.
Life will find a way. To circle back to Jeff Goldblum for a moment.
Yeah, no, Andy is correct though. It is because Twitch owns your likeness if you're an affiliate or partner. So.
Oh, really? Is that true?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the contract you signed to get an affiliate. Yeah, they own.
They do whatever they
own
want
you.
with you. They can just make you.
You make royalties. That's it.
They can put
Keep
horns
that in mind,
and draw
Walrus.
a little pitchfork in your hand. You son of a bitch.
Are we making an ad play for our channel to move to YouTube? Is that what you're
Basically,
saying?
that's the long con here. I was gonna move to Mixer until it died.
Yeah,
Mixer was cool. Yeah, we were thinking about that.
Yep.
This is a safe. This is a safe space, guys. You guys can talk whatever you want. Okay, it's YouTube. They don't care. They just take your money. If they feel like you did something wrong, they just take your money. That's fine. They don't ban you. They just take your money. That's fine. This is much easier. The next one on the list is
John Bordeaux or whatever.
Like
Nabor.
a 7-time Tetris world champion died at 39 years old. His name was Jonas Nabar, I'm hoping. I don't know for sure.
I think
do you have a picture of him?
Yeah, I will. I'm bringing that up right now. I just
Thank
brought it up so that you can see his face. Look, he recently won first place as of 2017, and he's an older man. I do not have the reflexes that this guy must have to win this championship.
He's also like the oldest
I've watched like Tetris streamers before, just to like see what the fuck like the thing is. And honestly, Tetris isn't about reflexes. It's about it's all about like knowing, like basically being 2 steps ahead.
Anticipation.
Sure.
Yeah, it's anticipation. So like you actually don't look at the block you have, you look at the ones you're gonna get.
Right.
And then you just from there. So it's pretty neat.
Listen, whenever the Tetris is coming down and it's like on the slowest, like second level, and I'm trying to put it down straight into like where the hole is, it's always to the left or right. It's never in the right spot. So
also 100% like reaction speed and APM as well. That's why like if you look at all the people who are at the top of it now, it's like 16 to 17-year-olds.
Right.
If you look at like the world championship for like the past 3 years, the winners have been like 16, 17, and 15.
Well, yeah, because this guy died. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
he was 39 and competing at that level. I feel like he was unique.
10,000 years old, and
if you go to the website, he beat a 17-year-old. So I mean,
no, but I mean like
he's
this year,
10,000 years
last
old
year,
in internet years, like the way internet is now. So
like most of us,
the internet works like dog years, right?
Not only that, he holds the controller the way the controller should be held.
He's just using the regular style. Look at that.
That other guy he's holding it strangely.
Yes, that's true.
Like he's never touched a controller before.
He's trying to prevent carpal tunnel. The other guy's just accepting it.
That's what he probably he died from that.
He died from carpal tunnel.
Maybe. I don't know.
All right, guys.
It said a medical condition.
Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna have one stream on Spotify and on iTunes, and we're gonna get immediately banned. It's fine.
I'm not. No, come on.
What did he even die of?
Come on. You invited us. You knew what you were getting into.
Oh man, I don't know if it said. I'm just looking.
No, I don't.
Sudden medical emergency is what it says.
Yeah.
So you can't.
Yeah.
You don't really. They didn't really say. But
yeah, no, that's not great.
We could get in a little bit of Cyberpunk news. Obviously, we've kind of talked about it once before.
It's an avalanche of just news.
To be honest with you, I think we kind of already knew that the staff knew about the bugs. I don't think it was ever about the staff releasing the game early. It was about
the owners,
the
and
heads
CEOs
of the
and
company,
big honchos forcing them to. Yeah. and management.
Unfortunately, there's still a lot wrong with it right now too. So I did hear on some news like yesterday, or the day before, they were talking about people who have already gotten their refunds but didn't have to return the game. So there you go. Hey, get a refund in. Maybe you don't have to return the game. You just get it for free.
Yeah, I was seeing like $300 collector's editions. So just don't have to return it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's wild.
Andy also said that the creator of Dead Space is making a new horror game, which would be cool.
Oh, damn.
Oh man,
Dead
Space was great.
Yeah, another kind of scary game, but I didn't play it. I watched a buddy of mine play it, actually Indefinite in the chat. So I enjoyed it quite a bit because I literally was just watching, which was like watching a movie. Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like when I watch a movie, I'm
that's
fine.
awesome.
When I'm actually playing it, I'm crapping my pants. So that's just how
So
it is.
good.
Yeah, I always wanted to play as a kid, but it was definitely too like spooky for me. I was like, no.
Damn it, Tarnus! I can always.
We gotta get you in Phasmophobia VR.
Oh yeah,
No, I want to try that.
Immersion therapy.
yeah.
It's really good. It's really immersive.
You're gonna get a ton of stuff if you have me on the show. I'm
Tarnus
just saying.
fucking puts one in about Nicolas Cage's next movie. Here, we'll watch this little trailer. For those of you on the
It's blatantly Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm just saying that right now.
question, no question.
for those of you on the on Spotify and iTunes, I'll cut it here and skip to the end. We're gonna watch this trailer real quick because I just want to see it. I'm gonna actually turn on the sound for this, I guess.
I watched it before this. I hadn't even heard of this. My first time watching
Welcome to Willy's Wonderland. Spend the night cleaning Willy's Wonderland, and I will pay to have your car fixed. Deal? You are officially on staff. Let's get the hell out of here. I can't stand to hear a grown man scream.
This place has a dark history. I know the bullshit story they told you. It's a lie. You're here to be a human sacrifice. Have you been listening to a word I've been saying? He's gonna die in here, but he won't listen to me.
It is.
The machines got out. Nobody's safe. Put your balls on, Evan. We're going to Willy's.
Okay.
He's not trapped in here with them. They're trapped in here with him.
It's your birthday, and we want you to have fun. It's your birthday, so let's party.
Music's great.
It's birthday time.
I enjoy a man of few words.
Holy shit! I'm watching this shit.
Dude, I am so down to watch that. I was not expecting that at all.
Definitely watch
I
it.
was not expecting that at all.
That's on the 12th. We should watch it for like just get in Pyro Chat and watch it. Like,
I'll watch it together or
Yeah,
something.
as a group. That'll be great.
I'm down.
Sure.
I'm down.
Yeah, that's awesome. Did you see his one before this, where he's like a kung fu master or something?
Yeah, I heard about that.
What
I
was,
watched
it?
clips
What was
of
that
it.
one called? I
It's
can't
basically
remember.
like Predator with
Jiu-jitsu. I think it's called.
Jiu-jitsu.
yes, that's right. Yeah.
Oh
But
my
like
god,
Jew
dude.
is like JEW.
Hey, come on.
No, it's
Get out of here.
J-I-U.
No.
Come
Okay,
on, you
okay.
crazy fool.
No, I was legitimately wondering.
You need to go watch
mean,
the trailer
I-
for that too. He's just going into crazy movies now because he's a crazy motherfucker.
Well, and
but
if you actually just watch the trailer, I don't think he has like very many lines
right,
in this movie that he's coming up.
yeah,
No.
yeah. It looks like he's just
I
gonna
think
be
after-
kicking ass.
Yeah. After Mandy, remember Mandy that he came out with?
Uh huh.
He's continued into that genre. I think he
Weird,
likes it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 He loves
Definitely.
it.
his beard makes me so uncomfortable. Like it's like
It's
colored
almost
in,
penciled
with
in. Yeah.
yeah, it's like when people have like really uncomfortably colored in eyebrows.
Sure.
It's like that same effect.
Yeah. I got you.
We used to have a girl in high school. We call her McDonald's because she shaved her eyebrows and then had these arches.
Nice. Yeah.
She was in the cosmetology program.
There you go.
I hope she's watching right now.
I doubt it. All right, guys. Well, that about wraps it up for us. So I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks so much for your input. Our next podcast.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Yeah. It was. I keep doing this to myself. I was like, you know what? We're gonna have an extra guest every podcast, and then this podcast, I'm like, let's have 3, and then figure out where to put all their faces on the thing. It was great.
Jazz hands. Yeah, you dug your own grave. For that one,
Yeah. So, but hey, I kept my old layouts, and now if I have 3 again, I got another layout, so we're good. See, I'll just keep all of them. But anyways, thank you so much for
happy
hanging
to
out.
be back.
Everybody, thanks for watching. Yeah,
Thanks,
and we'll see you next month.
Later.
All right,
See
y'all
ya.
have a good night, and catch you later.